motivation in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Team Secret will win Game 5 here at ESL 1 Hamburg.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. We got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
Life is made up by special moments that touch us. A touch of genius, an inspirational touch, and a touch of magic. Some touches are simply unique. Euronics, a human touch in a digital world.
Get lively now. Your admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. Remember where you came from. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
Hello everyone, I'm back for more Dota. We're back for more Dota. We've arrived in the beginning of a new season. Not a DPC event here, but a big event nonetheless. ESL 1 Hamburg 2019 EU qualifiers are a go. I'm here, Killer Pigeon, and joining me in the casting seat, you know, he is sipping on what he is. He's more or less cannibalizing himself. As he drinks his tea, it is the one and only, the wonderful tea governor. How's it going, buddy?
It's doing great. Oh, it's doing great. I'm not in it. I'm doing
your
great.
Tea.
Thank
you
you
are in it. You don't
yeah,
identify.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, you confused me with the cannibalism joke. Oh god. Right. Anyway, yeah. Whew. Finally, talk about some Dota. Watch some Dota.
Yeah, I mean, like, how long's it been? Because, like, well, you were at TI, and then after that, you've just kind of been in hibernation for the most.
Yeah, literally. I've just been sitting at home, pretty much seeing what happens, just playing Dota. Basically, it. New system just means you get to play against a lot of good people and lose a lot of MMR. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've been doing.
And then, you know, you go out to your local supermarket, you buy some more tea to drown your sorrows, and then you go back to the vicious cycle of lost streaks.
Amen to that. But no, this
10 seconds
this game already. It's already shown that the meta hasn't really changed. You know that small patch we had, like post TI.
Well, that teeny tiny wincy little one.
Yeah, it's done really
was
nothing.
Didn't that also done like that? That done a nerf to Mirana that was like on her worst spell. I think it's just her arrow. It changed like a few things about that in the early game.
Yeah, but it's a Mirana that can literally run around the map. So she gets a free arrow on any hero with setup stun, right? Cool, whatever. That's the given, yeah. She always buys Bassi, so then you're a ranged hero with Bassi.
Yep.
Bassi's broken.
It is.
Your position 5 cannot buy Bassi unless you do some like your 4 or your carry can buy the Curry. You don't buy wards, then maybe your 5 can buy a Bassi and trade with the Mirana. But either way, the Mirana will always have the advantage with Bassi in range. And then after that, she can always run mid or to whatever lane that's being pushed and arrow the catapult, which completely mitigates any team's like power spike at 5 minutes. Like when you're playing with, let's say, for example, like a Gyro or Pugna or any of these type of heroes, when they want to see at 5 minutes, when they get their 6, if they have a good lane, they want to go pressure with the catapult, but they can't because it's Morana, who even if he has a terrible game, can just completely mitigate a catapult push. So yeah, this hero is so dumb. Like Chen can't take over catapults, Ench can't take over catapults, but a Morana can insta kill them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say this hero has a lot of flexibility. Because, like, whether you're talking about the catapult push, or say you have, like, an early conversion jungler, she can also be a nuisance there. She can take a lot of gold away. And I honestly, I don't know about you. I don't think there's any hero in the game that is better suited to a Bassi right now. Because the damage is what she really needs, because, you know, her base damage sucks.
It's up there. It's up there for one of the good ones. She has good attack time as well. Like,
and again, the mana regen, right? Like, you think about how many arrows you can potentially throw out just because of starting with Bassi.
Sure, that is I think out of all the factors in there, that is one. But
yeah, but it's all together, right?
Yeah, there's so many factors right now, which I think it's easy to say Morana is like strong, but I still think just Bassi is too good right now.
Yeah, you know.
But again, like the answer that like FlyToMoon went with was the Undying, because you can easily play a lane where you like if the Undying just starts with Stout, he can easily trade. He won't ever really like get into a position where he's gonna like threaten the Morana, but the Morana will be on low enough HP that if one support comes in, she should die. So the Undying just secures the lane, but again, it could be difficult because with the Axe as well, the Axe will be skipping, the Morana will be just right clicking the Undying. So there might be a point where if FlyToMoon don't pick a carry that can push out the waves, then they might be struggling.
And it's also kind of that flexibility to rotate, right? Like Morana, we know she's good at ganking. FlyToMoon right now, if it's a Rubik and an Undying that your supports, neither of these tend to do very well at just quickly sneaking in a kill in different lanes. They're pretty defensive type of supports, right? Like Undying tries to win an attrition battle, and Rubik's like, okay, you go on my carry, I'll lift, I'll buy time, Fade Bolt reduces your damage, I'm here to keep people alive more than anything else.
I think right now, out of the lineups, like they've already shown that Tiny is core. He can be mid or off lane, so potentially FlyToMoon can pick their carry here, just so they don't have to reveal where the Tiny's going. This then allows them to flex it all the way to the end, and makes Wind and Rain pick 2 more heroes, obviously making it more advantageous for FlyToMoon. But I think going on your point about the types of supports they have, Tree is kind of like the same as Undying. He'll sit in a lane, he'll set up some kills, be aggressive, but he won't really be able to leave. That's the same with the Undying, right? So the Morana and Rubik, they kind of have the same game. The Morana will want to move around, maybe get some kills, and the Rubik again will do the same. So they kind of got even supports in terms of what they'll do on the map. It's just Morana is the better hero of the two, right? Between Morana and Rubik, just for like the early game and what they can bring. And yeah, there you go. FlyToMoon picking up their carry, and TB. Haven't seen the TB in a while, but again, it's just one of those natural counters to the Lifestealer. And again, they don't really have much on FlyToMoon to deal with him. This is the issue with like the early Undying pick, where it secures your lane, but it's really easy just to like play around it, right? So right now, if the Undying doesn't have a good doesn't secure that lane and Lifestealer has good farm, then the Undying will be out of place, because once the TB gets to his like Manta, maybe like Dragonlance Manta, or just like Manta BKB timing, or even just Yasha BKB timing, the Undying's not going to do anything. The Rubik might struggle. Like right now, I see that Wind and Rain's draft is more cohesive, and they have like a clear way of winning the game. Like FlyToMoon are really reliant on their last pick right now.
Yeah, I also, when I look at Wind and Rain, it's like you've got a lot of control, a lot of setup, right? You can get the odd arrow, you've got Axe for the big calls, not to mention Treant with the overgrowth. But then you look at FlyToMoon, Rubik has to steal something amazing. Other than that, it's just a tiny kind of pick you off combo, right? Like Lifestealer is going to need you to control people, and Undying, as we usually see, it's not really this hero that's been known for his impact later on in the game. Like they tried to make it so with the talents, but I don't know about you. I always feel like when I see an Undying right now, it's a liability.
It really depends on the game, because like again, right now, it's all about this TB and Lifestealer matchup. I think if the Lifestealer has a good game, the Undying will also like follow momentum. Like Undying plays off of his cores having a good game, not like the Undying himself having a good game, because that doesn't really exist.
Yeah,
Undyings don't suddenly go like 10-0 and crush a game, right? They always enable. So the timing of this Lifestealer is going to go Midas into Radiance, and then maybe just go together. And I think right now, if FlyToMoon can pick up some form of wave push or some tower damage, they really do lack this against the tree. I think potentially, I want to say like a Pugna could be good for FlyToMoon, sorry, but then their draft does have a couple holes in it where their frontliners they're undying and they don't really have a lot of like backup to that compared to what Wind and Rain having obviously the axe and this tree. Like tree's always gonna have vision advantage. The axe will always have the reinitiate. Like yeah, I think if Wind and Rain just pick some very generic mid hero right now, I think they have a really good shot. I think Lena would be pretty good for Wind and Rain. Just the Axe Burst and Lifestealer, they got more wave push.
Also ensures that you don't really want to go for the Pugna because, you know, you decrepify either way. There's still a lot of damage coming back to you.
Yeah, I think Pugna matches up pretty fine against Lena. The laning is hard, but like in general, it's fine. But we'll see. I think they just need to pick some like generic wave pushing mid-carry. That's all they need.
Oh, Wind Ranger.
At your service.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you know, it's in the name.
That deals with the Lifestealer. That's fine. It can technically push a lane, and it's kill potential on the Lifestealer.
I was curious. I was like, Wind Ranger kind of seemed good here, but I was worried about the Tiny, right? Because Wind Ranger is that type of hero that is susceptible to that, you know, that combo that just instantly deletes you.
But then you have to think about the follow-up, right? Like if the Tiny's using all his spells in the Windrunner, like what's the rest of their draft doing? What's the Rubik doing? Like how are they then suddenly stopping the Atskill or the TB meta or the Mirana leaping around with Starstorm? Starfall? Oh god. One of those spells that hits them.
Starstorm.
You know?
I got you covered, don't worry.
Yeah,
you already said Windrunner. You're one in the hole, just dig it deeper.
Oh,
it's in the old days.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a Zeus. Okay.
Oh.
That's a classic against the TB. And they have played it before a couple times, so
it's pretty good against the Wind Ranger on the lane as well, right? You can spam it down.
It can do fine. The Windrunner just has to bring out a couple more salves and she'll be playing fine. I think if the Windrunner gets 6 early and FlyToMoon are unable to rotate into the lane, then the Zeus might struggle a bit. But again, just leaving laning draft right now, sorry. I think that Wind and Rain's draft is a lot more cohesive and it's a lot safer to play. But I think FlyToMoon has got they've got the answers for the early game. With like the Zeus, if he has a good game, he can always kill the TB. If Lifestealer gets his Radiance, they can play aggressive. Like they can do this, but again, they do lack tower damage. So if the game does get past like the 20-30 minute mark and the TB and Windrunner are farmed, they might struggle to take these fights and eventually take high ground. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's really crucial and leaving laning phase right now.
Yeah, I can kind of, like, when I look at their drafts, I think for FlyToMoon, does it feel like Tiny is the key here? Because while Zeus can do a lot, usually what happens is after the laning phase, you're just trying to get an Ags as quickly as possible. And we all know Lifesteal is not really going to contribute much for a while. He's probably looking towards that Midas Radiance, so he just wants to farm and stay out of the equation.
Yeah, I think, it really depends on how they approach this laning phase. Because if the Tiny has a good start and he can start roaming out and then the Rubik can maybe hit, like, in off lane, you don't always have to have like the hard farmer. You can always have two, like your 4 and 3 can always share the load, right?
The secret way of life, as most people say.
Yeah, you don't have to like have this guy who's gonna have top net worth, I don't know, Midas type greedy off laners, or you can have the complete opposite, which is like they play the first 5 minutes in lane, then at night time they can go gank mid, go back top. Like they can be a lot more active, right? So I'd like to see this Tiny be more a little bit unconventional in the off lane, where he's just going and get stuff done rather than just sitting there. Because like if he tries to play for just his blink timing, I feel like that'll be way too late, and by that point the TB would already be set up with some form of farm.
It's true. And if you like compare it offlaner to offlaner, there's no way you accelerate quicker than an Axe just by farming in line.
Yeah, especially when the Axe gets to skip the wave and farm neutrals at the same time. But yeah, this is the power of the tree already. You're already set up on the Undying. If they want to, they can maybe get first blood here with the root into arrow, but the root's not long enough to get the full arrow, so yeah, he's gonna have to preempt. Yeah, there you go.
Always want to fly, caught sleeping on the job, and they'll just be able to bring him down. Maybe gets one decay off, but no, Hannah gets the power shot.
Nice. You are now so upset if you're the Zeus, right?
You're pinging aggressively.
Yeah, your Undying's just still on low ground. He's been killed off to a tree Mirana, and the Windrunner gets it. Woo! I'll be sad. I'll be real sad.
Yes, and like this is the mid, it should be pointed out, this is a volatile type of lane. Like typically Wind Ranger lanes, the matchups always tend to be these ones that can nuke you just as hard back. But with that, you're talking about two heroes that are squishy and could easily be picked off with one gank.
Yeah. Oh, watch out for the Undying again.
He's thinking about it. But they do know that Nephra is still alone in the bot. The problem is Rubik's not going to trade well against a hero with 13 armor while under that tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tree actually missed his invis. He went around the bottom side of the trees, which meant he didn't get it. Keep the invis, sorry, that's all.
He did start double sentry, so he doesn't have any iron branches for any kind of cheeky sneak routes. He's someone I've seen a lot from Zayat, especially. And he loves to do that.
Yeah. The same with Sanking as well. They do the double sentry play. I just fear that this Undying might not have much of a lane top. He went for an ooze start, which, as much as it means he can trade, I still feel this Mirana's going to be able to right-click him down.
Yeah, he has no mangoes at all, which means he really has to think about when he decays here.
Just decay, go.
just hit. I mean, you're an Undying. Let's be totally honest. An Undying's laning phase is just run at people as hard as possible. If you die, you die. It's kind of like a Skywrath, right? It's like, you kill me, but now I'm coming back with full mana again.
Yeah, that's some annoying stuff. But I feel like as long as the Lifestealer can farm during all this like disruption of the lane, then it might be fine.
They might get Boogie here, actually. He's pretty low. Looks like he should be going down. He got the whole while. I've got arrows, dude. I'm just going to fire arrows at this scary Undying and do no damage.
Again, as much as this kill was fine, it wasn't first blood, and also he's now got double wave coming in. So all the Mirana has to do right now is move over to the small camp, make sure the Undying doesn't pull, and then the Axe will have a fine game.
Yeah, and she's already been supplementing her XP by taking out the big creeps as well.
Yep.
So even if he does pull it through.
In this range creep. He's like, why is this range creep following me?
Snitching on him, but showing that he's killing all the centaurs in the neighborhood. Always
flexing on what Mirana can do.
Okay. Is that the right move?
He has to do this.
Yeah, but did you go for the tower deny maybe? Or do you think that's the right
He
play?
doesn't get to the time it takes to get to the tower compared to killing himself there is different. So
I'm glad someone's finally with me on this, because like everyone was really obsessed a few months back with denying yourself to the tier 2. But it's like if you're like a 280 movement speed hero, you're like, okay, that's gonna take you a long time.
It depends on the situation for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Well, how's the mid looking? They're about even on CS, but there is a decent amount of trading coming out from the Zeus. However, Hannah does have his bottle and the salve already. And the bottle's not there yet with SH. Wait, is that Shui? I think it's Shui.
Let's go with that.
He has a really, shh. I remember it's like this guy called, I think this is the one, Shui, but his name is written in a weird way to like pronounce it. So we'll just
be saying Zeus from here on out.
No, it's shoes. It's shoes, dude.
I see. My bad.
Or combine the two, you get someone new.
Again, I want to make it clear though, this FlyToMoon lineup, there is a point in which if Wind and Rain get their early BKB timings, it is very scary to play.
Yes. Oh, going top again. Arrow's going to come out to protect Boogie. He takes a lot of damage, but so is Ark, actually.
Yeah.
The Ark needs to be careful. Ooh. I mean, Nico could have maybe got that. He only had one leap left. It would have been ballsy. Not enough regen from the Bassi, or as I like to call it, the baby Aquila now.
That is very true. I am happy to see them play in the lane though. If they tried doing some skip play, then they would have Leicester would have just had free farm. So they have to accept that the lane might be awkward, but they need to stay in the lane and pressure. And now Ark's out of regen, right? So now the lane's pretty much like over until Leicester can get more regen out.
He just has to calm down, especially with 2 points in the counter helix now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, always want to fly. Tried for an opportunity in Nico, I didn't get him though. And Mirana shenanigans on the way back to base. Why not farm up some more creeps in the jungle?
Of course, just use that arrow, which instantly kills any creep on the map, even catapults.
Seems reasonable to me. I mean, I am a Mirana picker, so it probably would, but... You know what, like, I always try to avoid these cheese heroes when I'm playing my games, but for once, I was like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Hey, it happens to everyone. You just kind of slip into it and accidentally just pick the hero.
Yeah, you just become a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, Boogie, can you get the spins? Always want to fly's getting pretty low here. He actually might get it. One more spin will get the kill. Where is the RNG, Boogie? He says, nah, I'm just going to run it down. I know he's got no mana.
Oh, there's the spin after.
Nice. Meanwhile, Niqua was playing with Ark. Ark could go down here. There's 2 leaps available. Problem is the shrine is now there.
He has Rage Stick and Shrine. He's fine.
But I think it's fair to say that while Lifestealer, he's looking good on the CS, he's definitely being punished for it along the way. Pretty hard.
Yeah, he's not been given like the free lane of like what Axe normally does. Axe normally provides a lane which is like, I'll skip behind your tower, you just hit every kick on the tower, which Lifestealer can do. So it means like this aggression has been forced by the Lifestealer pick.
Meanwhile, Terrorblade, not the easiest lane, but now you might get a kill here. Flow being slowed down, but the Avalanche should cover his escape. And actually, they're tossing tree deep. They're like, what? Triple Y, you want to fight? And now you'll question why. They lift him away from the trees to make sure he can not get away. Thundergod's Wrath coming out, gets Invis just in time. We'll live to fight another day. And that is Zeus's ultimate on cooldown for nothing, really.
And then slowly and steadily, this TB continues to hit creeps. I feel like that rotation, they needed the Zeus to TP down and maybe take the fight with the Zeus. And then TB won't have meta. You know you're going to kill him because your Zeus has ult and 3 points in the Lightning Bolt. So I feel at some point, the Zeus needs to leave his lane and start being a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, Terrorblade is at a stage, if you do pressure his lane, he can just go to the jungle, right? We've seen this plenty of times. I think Nisha was infamous for it. Level 2 Terrorblade just in the jungle and somehow ends up top net worth by like 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, you can sit in jungle on a lot of heroes nowadays. They've already set up the ward top there, so it's like if they get the good aggression out, they could be able to punish the TV further.
Well, Zeus did rotate top. You won't really get anything out of this though. Well, harass Nico a little bit.
Yeah, this rotation was pretty bad. He used like 2/3 of his mana. He moved top, got nothing. And the TV is still farming. So.
There's also the fact that while your tower in the mid didn't get pushed, you forced Slayer to TP here, which means Tiny is now potentially at risk on his own if they actually bring someone back to this lane. But no,
if anything,
it's the Terrorblade.
It's the contrary. It's like the TB's gone to jungle. They've moved most of their heroes into the top lane, which means the Tiny's just gonna have a free lane to farm now. Like, this is ideal for FlyToMoon, for the Tiny sense. The Zeus moving around, not so much.
But he's moving around again.
If he get kills top, then it might be beneficial.
But look at the regen on Boogie. You can't even make this happen. I mean, look at the heroes as well. Like, I reckon maybe you get a kill on Zeus, but you would have lost 2 if you commit there, right? The
Yeah, it wouldn't have been that good. Like, even top though, like they're wasting so much time right now. The Zeus is just like, he moved top to try and kill an Axe. He then stayed top, farmed a neutral camp, went back top again to try and like see if he could. Like, he's spending a lot of time just trying to make things happen on the map. Meanwhile, like the winner is just like also doing the same, but with Javelin. Like, this is his first move away from the lane, and he might just be able to get a kill.
Well, he did come down here, but he didn't really do anything because he saw they were backing up. But yeah, it's half the time wasted. I mean, you know what this really is, other than Slayer dying? What Zeus is doing, you know how, you get in your pub games, right? You lane tap. Oh, the shackle shot. Oh, the arrow.
Oh, the arrow.
He's not going to go for it.
No,
he realized he's too squishy, but the task is like, no, you're committed now. You're getting deeper. Hannah trying to run away. Nice big one to keep him alive. Living Arm's going to start to heal him up a bit. Meanwhile, on the back line, always want to fly, going to go down Niqua. And now they need to get out because they could turn around for another arrow in 1 second's time. That was quite the conundrum. You rotated 2 cores, the support, and you fed kills.
My fear is this Zeus has been level 7 for the last like minute 30. And he's made 3 movements on the map which have amounted to like 4 CS, no kills, minimal XP. So
yeah, what I was going to say is like, you've heard of taxing lane, right? He's taxing his own jungle is what I'm seeing every time. So it's like, I mean, I guess it stops the Mirana.
Himself. I don't know. He's not really earning enough to be taxed, he's below the threshold right now, so...
Oh, yeah. No, let's call it income tax. He's just about into that category. Or is it? Maybe it's a community pot. They're trying for Boogie this time again.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's the Thundergod's Wrath, but now if he uses the Lightning Bolt, Boogie might just get out. In fact, there it is.
Run, sir, run.
He would go for the TP right now. It's a little bit too late now. He accepts it. But he makes someone else get the kill.
But like, just think about the map right now. Look at like 2 cores and your position 4. I was sitting behind your tier 2 top lane. Whilst your TB just runs around the map, farms. Like, this is as much as you're getting the kill on the Axe, he's doing his job. The Axe is doing really well at keeping the other heroes from punishing this TB. Because right now your win condition is your TB having good farm, getting to 20 minutes, having that BKB if he wants to buy it early, and just going for high ground. They won't be able to stop him.
Yeah, and the bounty runes go in the way of Wind Rain as well. Like, it just feels like they're making all these moves, but clearly at the wrong times. Like, they've rotated all those people top too late to do anything about the rune situation.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, if you look at the vision right now, Dire has a very much like a diagonal split on the map, keeping Radiant Dire, right? And against a TB, you kind of want to be able to have the map which is somewhat like cross-sectioned. I don't know if you can see my drawing. I assume you can.
Yeah, I can. I can see
You kind of want something like this, right? Where you can control all this area. Or, you know, so it's like you have a little bit of the jungle and your own area. Right now with their vision, they're deciding to only own half the map, which means they're content just farming their lane, which is not what you want to do against this TB.
Well, they're going to try and kill Boogie top, but I don't think they brought the detection. In fact, it's just, you know, Cool's going to drag him out. Boogie can just walk off, though. This is just... It feels like that you should be connecting to the Zeus's lane to make kills, if anything, right? But so far, we just keep seeing the Zeus try and connect to different people's lanes.
Oh, God, this so beautiful to watch such a simple thing.
Oh, did they try and gank again?
No, they went bottom. They living armored the tower. They arrowed the catapult.
Oh, the tombstone went down. Gonna be a toss across, get Hannah away. He does have the shackle shot to work with, but he's getting too low himself. He needs to back off. Shackle shot's there, but there's no tree now. Hannah will be protected by the living armor. And Always Wanna Fly is very angry. He realizes Flesh Golem's a long cooldown. I need to find something for this, but he can't.
Like, as much as this looks really sloppy right now, as long as Nick maybe doesn't die here, he probably will. Yeah, he does.
Got the fairy fight on the wand. He can get away. That was the final lead. Nope, there's the Thunder God's Wrath.
I forgot that hero's in the game. He hasn't done much yet. Right, anyway. As much as this looked chaotic, right? The Mirana killed the catapult. They've got level 4 living armor, and they lack tower damage. So they're defending their towers. So yeah, this is still really good for Wind and Rain.
Oh. Let's see if Zeus can do something. He's got an arcane rune. You know what this means, right, Robson? This means TP back to base, get your boost of travel, and go and make a pointless gank again. But this time, he gets there quicker, and that's what matters.
No, I think, in all seriousness, we should stop being negative towards this Zeus.
I'm not.
He could make a big play.
He's gonna be super fast now.
Okay.
Oh, he's TP back to mid. Oh yeah. Bomb. However, cool on the 2. Blow got help with the arrow, and now he's controlled up. But the spin's coming out. The dunk is there, and Ark, he knows what's come next. He's going to join his teammate in the grave.
Oh no!
By the way, that's no blink dagger on the axe.
Yeah, that's just phase boots. Phase boots, battle hunger. Yeah, zoom. And this all comes down to the movement that Wind and Rain just made prior to that, where the Windrunner went mid, the Undying fought, used his TP, cancelled it. He stays bottom. They kill the catapult bottom, and then they feel pressured to make a move down there because the Undying's locked on this side of the map. Lifestealer thinks he can play here, and then they die. So it's all about the smaller moves that Wind and Rain are moving are allowing them to take these advantageous fights.
Oh, let's not forget the key detail in all this we didn't mention because he's off on the side just farming is Nephra.
Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah,
120 CS.
Yeah, it's good.
Meanwhile, look at this lifestealer. He knows he can't go for the super greedy build. He has to go for the armor play.
Yeah, his lane wasn't as perfect as it could have been, and he's now having to kind of fall back to like plan B.
Means you look at this scenario now, it's the later this game goes, the more it should now favor Wind and Rain, clearly.
Potentially, yes. I think, again, it's all about this bottom defense. If they can aggro these creeps off the tower, get another living armor, they're wasting so much time trying to push this bottom tower right now.
It doesn't really give you much. If anything, you want to try and move towards the mid lane, open up the map that way. Because, as you said,
the Undying just on a panic smoke. Did you see? He drew a line middle, smoked in the lane, and then obviously and they saw the effect. So now they're like, "Hi guys, they're going mid right now. Let's leave mid." So now Wind and Rain are now vacating out of mid.
Yeah, look at lifesteal as well. Even Ark is trying to join in here.
Yeah, and I feel this is just because they feel pressured, simply because of this the effect of this the tree keeping these towers alive, making sure that they can't make any like big moves on the map.
But in fairness, I say this is their best move, right? Like I just mentioned that 2-1 tower. If you do get rid of this, suddenly you can make these moves across the map without them being as risky as they currently are. The problem is they're thinking about going. Night Shadow, they are seen. They'll let them get away.
This was actually a pretty good move from FlyToMoon getting rid of this middle tower. It opens up the map a lot. I do feel though that the Wind and Rain could have easily defended this if the Axe just manned up a little bit. He has Phase Hood, and with living armor back off cooldown again.
And for once, they were the ones kind of wasted a bit of time because you saw them move towards the mid lane at the last moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Wind and Rain proving they can also make mistakes. And this Boogie making one here. The Hood of Defiance tanks you up a bit. It's going to tank you up enough. He's trying to get the cooldown, but the Avalanche control. Arrow's going to get dodged, jump in. There's the call now. Nico trying to get him with the start cooldown. Overgrowth going to be there as well. Going to be stolen, used against him. And now Zeus. He's in trouble because no one dealt with Hannah. The power shot through will bring down Zeus. Follow up for more. Flow, no way out of this. And he knows it. Meanwhile, Nico, he's chasing, looking for more. Does have the arrow to work with. 2 arrow, miss arrow. You're a stormtrooper. Well done.
And this is the exact point I was making. It's like this Axe, if he does go in, they might be able to kill him if they're all there and ready. But the Zeus they just came from a mid push, right? Which they're already somewhat behind. They're struggling. So they take mid tower. They don't like replenish mana, health, anything. They go straight away bottom to this tower, which they've already struggled to take. And the Axe is ready. He just goes there. He tanked all the damage. Like if they had more mana, they would have killed the Axe, but they didn't. They went from one objective to the next as if they had like a lead, and they're behind. So they're playing as if they're still in the game, like ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
which is good to see, but sometimes it's this type of playstyle. It forces you into these like pointless moves, which is exactly what this was.
Yeah, like we saw kind of a shining beacon of hope, right? When they went for that mid tower, like that was a good play. We saw Win and Rain; they were a bit sloppy, but instantly you just see it again. It's always this bot lane. It's the kryptonite of FlyToMoon, right? Like every time they come here, they either just focus too much on the wrong individual in the fight, or they don't bring enough resources to take that tower down. Like so far, that's the story of the game.
It falls back further into the draft, really. It's like they don't have this innate way of taking towers. So if they want to commit to the tower, they need to get a pick off first, and then take the tower with like numbers. But they can't because they never really get the pick offs because they don't have the stuns. So again, it's hard for FlyToMoon. But I think if they can maybe get some items on the lifestealer, maybe get some key vision and pick offs, then they'll be fine. It's just worrying right now when they do their group up isn't that strong.
It's also, you mentioned kind of lack of stuns, and that's the thing, like to some degree they don't have catch for this mobile Zeus right now. Mirana can escape, the Wind Range can escape, maybe the tree gets into the tree line and gets away, or sets up a kill onto Innocent Undying, who once again uses Flesh Golem for nothing.
That's unfortunate.
Ball in the bot lane.
But it's fine. You're doing anything else with it.
The arrow as well. Overgrowth that was stolen before going to be used again, but the Shackle Shot is there. It's a war. I mean, Wind Rain is just rotating what seems like unlimited heroes. I know there's a limit on 5, Robson, but the way these fights feel for FlyToMoon, it's like every time you think you've got the maximum they can bring to the fight, there's one more.
It's really because like when the Rangers just walk around the map, they're not feeling pressure to do anything. Whilst on the other side, FlyToMoon are TPing to lanes, TPing to go take bot tower. Like they're the ones which are playing a little bit like sloppier. So it enables you to have these like advantages.
Top tower is under attack.
Ooh. They're trying to get rid of Triple Y here. No, they didn't get rid of the right trees though. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, the dust. Well, we mentioned him wasting his Flesh Golem. Now he's wasted the Tombstone. Always Want to Fly is not having a fun time.
Wait, what? Do you want the ward? There's a sentry there, good sir. Okay. It's fine.
He's looking at bot lane. He's looking at bot lane. It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine.
He just doesn't care anymore. After it's like, no, my ability's on cooldown. I refuse to do my job for the team anymore. And look at that. They're already doing so much damage this game with the completed mana style. What's up to level 15? Harassment on the side. Boogie does have his blink now, so they have to be very careful not to stack. And look at this, Triple Y. He does see them, but they'll scare him away. He's not ready to hit that high ground.
It's really good again. It's like the same way that Axe played the lane, like playing really deep, forcing the rotations. Tree doing again, like it's more like, oh, they found me, but they didn't catch me. It's like, look right now, because of the tree, they've got this really deep high ground vision in the bottom triangle for Dire side. So it's like you're always going to see someone farming. Like this tree's been doing so much work right now, keeping towers alive, getting vision out, wasting spells, forcing rotations.
Like a really crappy promotion than team. It's like, oh, you get to be like the free now. Wow, what's the free doing this game? Almost dying all the time. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, have they found him yet?
They have
There's the dust.
Yeah.
Always dying all the time. There it is.
So now, this is the pick-off that FlyToMoon needed. They can finally take this tower after like 17 minutes of running at it. And they're also, okay, the ward's going to fire in their jungle actually. But no, taking this tower is a key objective now for FlyToMoon. Hopefully.
However, they might
but unfortunately, they didn't just instantly take the tower now.
Oh boy.
They didn't 5-man it. So I'm worried they might not actually take it. Actually, they should. Yeah, this tower's gone.
I mean, they logically look fixated over the runes. The problem is because they've done that, a lot of pressure was put on the tier 2. However, they've caught someone here, Nefret. He's in a little bit of trouble. Trying to get away with the Moonlight Shadow. Jump in by Boogie is good. Need to be careful. Shackle shot on the side. Has caught on Slayer, though. Rubik, nice big kill onto him. Coming out from the Undying. Now Hannah with the BKB. Going to chase forward. With the focus fire, he'll finish off the kill, and he should be able to get out clean. Oh, dust him, though. Uh-oh. He's got wind run in 2 more seconds, so he should be able to get away from this. Meanwhile,
yeah, he's fine.
Nico gets out as well.
The Kura had a mech on it.
Oh. Well, that will freeze out the impact of Mirana for a while, as that was Nico's mech coming out.
Yeah, there's still... I still feel right now like the story of this game is just the movements made by Wind and Rain have forced better TPs around the map, allowing the map to be a lot more open. And again, it simply boils down to the stuns you have and how quick you can kill someone. And FlyToMoon's draft, you don't have those that burst.
Yeah, especially the early game. Uh-oh. Oh, the arrow. Rubik, every time he tries to save the day, there's nothing he can do. If only you could telekinesis lift your own teammates and move them out of the way of their own mistakes.
This should now be at least 1 tower. They have the catapult. Could be 2.
Look at this. Well, there's no overgrowth available, but they're wasting time on treeing here. They need to be careful. Tombstone on the high ground. Nefret moving through. Boogie jumping in, trying to clear out the tombstone.
The arrow.
Arrow does connect. Nicely done. Lifestealer taking a lot of damage, even with the shrine there, and he can't get away quick enough for Kenny. Armlet toggle just in time. And let me just point out that was Boogie on the cliff for the whole fight, trying to do the business on the Undying Tombstone. So FlyToMoon have to count their lucky stars here. Oh boy.
They didn't actually have a ward on any of their heroes to deal with the to get vision on the tombstone, so Boogie actually had to make that play. Like, he doesn't actually do anything else in the fight because the zombies will always cancel his blink. So going up on the high ground, it's actually big brain. This man has a large brain.
You gotta be surprised by that as well. You know, this may be evidence that rugby players could become scientists, because just like a rugby player, he gets beaten up all the time, and yet he's this smart.
Yeah. Also, American football. We'll make sure we'll put them all in together.
Oh, American football, yeah. American football, you got a better chance. Maybe it is like American football because he's wearing that probably pretty thick leather hood of defiance.
Get me out.
This is like sports analysis from an actual nerd.
That's clearly what we're good at. Let's keep this one going.
Flow is in a little bit of trouble. Battle Hunger kind of stops Blink from being a useful item. And he's chasing. There's a Blink again for Boogie. Get you once, get you twice. There's an arrow to follow up because we're extra nice. You know, do you think that must be like a very blunt axe to get through stone? Sharp wouldn't really do the deal.
Hold on, if you stop spinning, I can look at it. Now he's got the spikes on it. You can really break it apart. Yeah, he's fine. He got the right cosmetics for this game.
Nice. There's a mixture in there, you know. He can bludgeon to death, or he can just build the squishy old men.
Yeah, he's got all the options with that axe. It's a nice axe.
Speaking of axe, what's he going for next? He is going towards the Yules. Is this like what's the main target for this? Do you think? Is it more to just like if he wants, he can keep Lifestealer out the fight and kill the rest of the team, or?
I think it's probably a combination of just additional like lockdown / catch, in a sense where the Zeus doesn't really have any defensive items right now. So if he does make the jump, the call, and the Zeus is just there, he can like use him as he's like calling one group. Also, it just like they don't actually have any real like lockdown again, like I said on FlyToMoon. So he's always gonna be able to escape. If he activates Pipe, yours himself, like he's set. Like, so I think it's like a momentum based utility item.
I guess the movement speed is nice as well, right? Because like your concern right now, we saw it. He had to deal with the Undying's Tombstone. Once that goes down, Blink becomes kind of irrelevant until the Tombstone is dealt with. So he can just run at people with the Battle Hunger as well.
Yeah, he also went for the move speed talent instead of the mana regen, so it also supplements the fact that he hasn't got the talent.
Okay, well, they're smoked up. Boogie contemplating it. He doesn't want Arc though. He wants to find the squishy underbelly of FlyToMoon. This Zeus, who is protected by free. Jump in. They see Hannah.
Oh, the call.
The call on a free Boogie. Big time. Now the shackle shot, the arrow follow up, the overgrowth used. Sure will get away, but not for long enough. Zeus is about to go smoosh. He will go down on the back line. Arc trying to get away, but the focus fire finishes him off. They turn around, they'll take the Tombstone as their bonus. And now they might move towards mid while they've got the meta still active, or maybe even go for Roche. Roche this.
It's really unfortunate to see, but FlyToMoon's moves are always a little bit too slow. Like you can see, like they were grouped up in their jungle. They were thinking, oh, let's go smoke. Then by the time that they smoke, the Zeus is already running to his bot lane. Then he TPs. And then in the meantime, when the rain of like they were farming split, they came together, smoked, instantly ran in. Like they knew what they wanted to do. I think FlyToMoon right now, they aren't on the same page. They weren't expecting to be this far behind at 20 minutes.
Well, and you mentioned it before, you know, once the BKBs come online, there's question marks on what FlyToMoon does, and we saw it there. They couldn't deal with Hannah. And speaking of Hannah, he's going for a solo kill on a Slayer. The power shot through, does get the kill. And they're not done yet. Flo needs more time. Can blink away, so Boogie, he gives up the chase.
Just Wind and Rain needs to just calm down now. Like they're getting the kills, that's good, but they need to move together.
They need to convert it into objectives, basically. Always want to fly.
Exactly.
Not an objective, but a very easy kill.
Yeah, I feel like this game's taking away Boogie now with an excellent call.
Yeah,
and the arrow follow up.
Throughout the whole game. No save against that combo.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're just moving around the map a lot better.
You have to wonder, like, maybe...
And you kind of can when you're 16k up, by the way. Just going to put that as a disclaimer.
That's true. It does give you... It gives you a little bit of flexibility, right? Don't go too ham. Oh, Boogie. Cheeky attempt. So far, it feels like every blink from Tiny has been defensive this game, and that feels rough. Buyback comes out from Zeus. Keeps him even further away from that Axe, though. Lift. Dragging back Trin. No overgrowth, so they don't have to worry about him. Cool coming in. Boogie misses the mark, though. Stolen overgrowth used on a Boogie means he's going to get down to half HP. Moonlight Shadow to try and get him away, but it's too late, and Ark does get a double kill. They might find more as well.
And I actually want to mention, I think Ark's done pretty well to actually keep up with farm. Oh, there's the arrow.
Oh, Shackle shot coming out. Zeus is down. They thought they could just pick off an easy cat lady, but Hannah sneaks in. The BKB will allow him to run away. They're thinking about still chasing him, but the shackle shot is there. 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4, and run away. But oh, no, they're not. They're going in. Nefra arrives. The BKB active. Nikwa dodges out Flow. Ark race to run away. But now Nefra, even though he's in melee mode, super scary. He does have the meta to work with. He doesn't want to have to use it though. And Flow, he doesn't know what to do with himself here. Manta to try and dodge out. Doesn't really matter. But the arrow, oh, just off the mark. Flow will get away. On the side, however, Hannah, the best they can do is juggle him. They know they can't kill him.
And it's the same thing again. FlyToMoon had a really good engagement. Got the 2 kills. Had to use his buyback, but then they chase again further. It's like bot lane, right? When they took mid tower and ran bot, it's like they take one decent objective and then they just go again.
I think they know they have to do something. They lose here. The shackle shot is beautiful though. Nefra
They have to.
controlled up. Does have that second life though. So what's the point in the hard commit? You're just trying to delay while he's in meta. There's no way to stop him.
Zeus dying with buyback. With no buyback, sorry.
What's Hannah doing here? Oh, cool. Coming out. Big target. Ark gets found. No shackle shot used against him. The rage is there. Nefra is getting low, but the pipe is keeping him relatively healthy. Thunder comes out. Says, Hannah, you know what? 2 shackle shots in a row. They're both your fault, so it can become your problem. Nefra trying to move away.
That was so greedy,
He has a BKB. They need to be careful here. Don't want to give up the Aegis too easily. It's happy to do so now. Nice arrow onto Flow to delay them. Overgrowth comes out. And as is typical, supports have to give their lives for the mistakes of their cause.
That could have been so bad by Wind and Rain, by the way.
Yes.
He has Aegis, and he sunders his full HP Windrunner, so then she has to take you back to base. Like, what? You just take away one whole core from the fight. That could have been, like... That could have been another way that FlyToMoon could have got back in the game. Like, it's only a 15k gold lead, right? It was like 17-18 the first time they pushed up into the high ground. Like, if they died there with TB, and Windrunner couldn't get to the fight because he had to TB back, that was some game-losing stuff. Because again, this Lifestealer, even though it's a hard game, he's still got his Radiant. Like, he's actually decently farmed. Like, they can potentially, like, delay this game just to get the items. But it will be hard. But they can't make these, like, mistakes.
I guess the, like... I'd imagine Nefrit's thought process, right, is he wants to maximize the Metamorphosis, but, like, you had 10, 15 seconds left. It wasn't like you were halfway through meta and you're like, okay,
yeah, you had a Windrunner with a BKB, MKBO, everything, right? Like, I feel like it's this sloppiness that can potentially cost these, like, these lower tier teams these games, right? Like, if this was a higher tier team, they'd have been, like, really on the ball there. They'd have forced a tower, gone back. Like, there wouldn't be these types of mistakes, so...
They do at least get the tower in the end, but as you said, way more risky than it needed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll calm down.
Oh, in the end,
it doesn't matter in the end. These are both tier 2 teams. Mistakes go back and forth. Yeah, it's... I guess you do, like, we do see this way too regular, I think, where you're like, oh, this game's stomped, guys. You just go on kind of passive mode, cruise mode, right?
Yeah,
like,
and like you can see that in like the way that we talk about it as well, right? Like
this.
We've made it sound as if it is like a...
All right, Arrow hits into Zeus there. He did have quite a lot of notice about that. It's all good.
And it's actually such a scary game because like they pick this lifestealer, but there's a tree, there's an axe. Like he can't go play aggressive in side lanes because he's gonna get rooted. He's gonna get called. Like normally you want to have this lifestealer which can just push out lanes, rage TP, and like you always have one lane pushing in. But right now, like FlyToMoon are kind of stuck in this area where if they leave this area of the map, they're gonna have this tree or axe just playing freely. Like there's still like shrine here. There's so much room on the map for Radiant to play where even if they start winning 1 or 2 fights, they're going to be locked into their side of the map. Like it's going to take at least 2 team fights, of which one of them's a smoke to get wards out so that FlyToMoon can actually play. Otherwise they will just be trapped in their base.
Yeah, you're in this situation where because there is an axe, for example, on the other team, you don't really have a hero. Usually lifesteal will be able to just go out, push a lane and TP out and be safe. You don't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of that axe.
Yeah, and also the fact that this TB does so much damage and he's going to soon have a Daedalus. Like these fights, they need to be so well coordinated.
Oh, smoke.
And it's just like who initiates. That's the fear right now. Like FlyToMoon need to get like this perfect initiation onto maybe tree.
I think they tried to target early and that was the good move, but now it's become much harder. He's getting a bit more tanky. Now Arrow.
The TB has 2800 HP. No way you're going to be killing him.
Oh, toss back. Terrorblade far away from his team. Doesn't use the BKB straight away. The cool save though is there. Overgrowth going to be used. BKB with Hannah, but he's locked in the meantime. Arc trying to move away, but now the Overgrowth going to be used against him. Infest to try and dodge the target means that Flo is now the new target. They'll get rid of the Tombstone. They'll back away. They've burnt most of the resource to FlyToMoon, and while they haven't killed anyone, they could easily go for the base now. But they're going to be respectful of this. There is dangers to worry about.
Yeah, that was a really cute initiation. The toss into telekinesis, but again, unfortunately, it's a little bit. These cute plays are when you're 18k behind. So again, you defend the tower. It's really good.
Oh, Zeus!
But it's now what they can do after this.
Zeus made a fatal error here. He tried to split push, but look at that TP. It's off cooldown now. Would have been fine if he waited just a few seconds.
I can get faster.
Yeah, I was getting to the point now, which was like the meta not being up. This is your crucial time to maybe take a fight. No BKB. Like this smoke's what you want, right?
Yeah.
But you want the smoke when your Zeus is alive, which
when you have damage, basically. Arrow gets dodged. However, they can't hang around too long. Now the Flash is going to come out. We've got a fly just disappears. Arc trying to move away quick enough. Tries to hide in the creep, but boom,
there's the
yours. Hello, nope. Oh. Infest is going to be there. Won't save his life though, because they're still chasing. And Arc tries the rage, trying to just dodge them out here. But Nefrit keeps vision. Nefrit will end up in a cliff for it. The Slayer will be able to back away as he did steal a pesky spell from the Treant.
Try and Manta off the cliff. Try and Manta off the cliff. Go, Manta.
Like, no, Manta, guys, if I do this wrong, I look bad. What?
No, don't.
He's just picking his
Manta,
teammates.
you got this, buddy.
He's like, Treant, why are you not alive and why don't you have 4 stuff?
Just RNG it, man. Go. Try it, please.
They're actually scanning him to make sure he's still there. Slayer wants to try and lift him. Won't get a chance. Even without their TB though, they're still taking racks.
Dyer's middle barracks has fallen.
Yeah, they should just reset now. Take this bot shrine, take this bot tier 2, hold the high ground. Maybe skip a couple waves here.
Look at the plus side. Zeus is alive for FlyToMoon now. However,
Let's
they
go.
are missing someone else.
You mean the lifestealer?
Yeah, he's kind of taking a long snooze.
Yeah, it's just it's very unfortunate. The FlyToMoon just aren't on the same page with their moves. Like this lifestealer, he's farmed. He's having an okay game. He's not going to be able to match up against his TB at any point. Like he's going to need like his entire team to play well to get these to get the lockdown, to get this jump. But unfortunately, these fights are always the Zeus are either dead first or they're running in when they don't have enough mana or anything. Like.
Yeah, and their moves have kind of become predictable because the point at which Zeus got his boost to travel, I was kind of on board with it. I was like, all right, this makes sense. You want to make the rotations. You've been trying for ages. At least you do them fast now. But as we said, now his role instead has become you there. You're going to do the split push. You'll probably die for it. And the problem with that is that when he's dead, you don't really have much damage remaining on FlyToMoon.
But the issue is he bought the bots, which meant his playstyle was like, I'm going to split push, but you just can't in this game. Like I've already said already, the tree and axe counter the split push idea.
Definitely.
And like, sure, he wants to be in the fights, but like, what's he doing? He needs a defensive item to be able to like push out the lane. If he gets jumped, he can delay the fight. Like, if they get onto the back line, he can still live. Like, sure, the bots are cute to be able to make sure he turns up to every fight. But I don't know.
Always want to die. Wish
That's a classic, actually. That's a classic.
Gotta bring in the classics. Cheeky classic.
Of course.
See, I don't know. The more I look at this game, the more I can't help, because most of the problem has been like Call and Dara, right? I can't help but feel like 4-stuff is the item for FlyToMoon. Someone. You mentioned a defensive item for Zeus. Or even if the Rubik, instead of getting this Blink, had gotten a 4-stuff. Like, it's just some way to stop that combo from eliminating someone permanently from the engagement.
I still feel like if you're getting cooled, you're probably going to be dead no matter what.
Now you are, but like at that stage, right?
Yeah. Earlier on, I feel like a Yules is like it's the best item you can buy against the axe. He blinks in, just insta Yules him, you can disengage. Like, so I feel like Yules 4-stuff are like the items you want to kind of be having in your support department.
But instead, you got Undying, never having the money, and Rubik, he's gone for like the typical classic that we see, right? The Aether Lens and the Blink, and they are good items.
Radiant's bottom
but
tower
even
is
then,
under
now
attack.
he's going towards the Ghost Scepter, which I can kind of respect, but as you said, defensive
He's
items.
kind of playing his own solo game right now. He's trying to go for the E-Blade so that he can save whoever gets jumped, but it's like, I feel like you're not going to be scaling that well.
It's like, you don't really save them that well, per se. Think about the magic damage that's there, the control, they can hold them in place long enough. And you can't use it aggressively because there's BKBs. It's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, exactly that. It's all about the timing that I spoke about during the draft. It's like, they do lack this initiation, they do lack this this jump, so, and also the save as well.
They're kind of just stuck holding their junk in their hands, not knowing what to do as they go out for a fight again. The coolest there, Slayer is found. Tombstone goes down, but it's not going to help them. The Overgrowth makes sure they get the bonus kill as they clean up the Tombstone, they'll clean up his master. Meanwhile, snuck the courier, flow. There we go. Oh, that's the Ags. This is buyback instantly. They say, wait, that's our best opportunity. BKB in the top lane. Hannah chasing in, looking for the kill in the arc. He does have the armor. He's going to hide and slide Slayer. Says, please protect me. Jump in. Lift is there. Hannah down to half HP. The BKB's already been used. This is the big kill that they can maybe get. Slowing him down with a wind run. Moonlight Shadow coming out. The dust is there as well. Yules to control up the Zeus, though, means that they will be able to get Hannah out alive.
Meanwhile, mid-racks.
Never BKB. See ya. Good to meet you guys. I love the tour of the database, and now I'm out. They're all getting out.
And TB didn't have to use meta for that. So as much as this smoke is like the Hail Mary play, it still is gonna be very scary. Like I think this is the game deciding fight right now. Did FlyToMoon just lose, or do they have another bit of life in them?
It's pretty obvious what they're doing as well.
Oh, of course. Like, it's the only play they can make. They can't do anything else.
Uh-oh.
All they can do.
That's awkward. No one found. Lift's going to be there now on Axe. They want to make sure the boot can't get a godlike pull out, but now the shackle shot is there. Controls up tiny and they'll back away. There was a steal. They did get their hands on the cool, but how long can Slayer survive in the middle of a fight if he blinks in? That's the real question in your mind right now.
I'd say about like 1.75 seconds.
1 point. I'll give him 2.5. I'll give him 2.5. It depends if TB's not too close, right?
What? No. What's he calling then?
Let's Marana, Trian, and Axe.
Oh, so it's the triple.
Yeah, I'll give him a cheeky triple, but they're not the right clickers.
I see. All right.
Hannah? Oh, they baited him in here. The Nimbus is down. They can control him up. There's the cool. There you go. He survived a lot longer. It was one hero this time, though.
Okay.
There was a lot of
Slow
spells.
and steady.
I mean, that's a good pick-off. Hannah, look at the gold they got for that. Almost 1,000 gold onto Arc.
Sure, it's a nice kill. Again, as much as this game looks really bad, there is a small chance they could do it. It all depends on like where they take the fights. If they take a fight outside the base, kite out the BKB, disengage, reset, like they have to accept that like their Undying and Rubik will probably be dying in these fights. Like they need them to die to bait out the metas and stuff. But
yeah, I'd say they have like about a 3% chance of winning. Left. Grin. Needs to be careful. Starting to come down to Axe. Wait, he's the call. Now the other. Oh, Manta dodge. Beautifully done. Arc gets the kill onto the Trian, and Axe just has to run away. They might have to give up the Roche here. Zeus contributing even when he's not there. Courtesy of that Nimbus. Arrow does. Oh, no. Arc, he did actually get the rage buff just in time. TB's coming. They want to stop this. Buyback comes out. No Hannah for 20 seconds. Jump in. Avalanche controller the axe. He still can't use his goddamn cool. Trying to get him away with the invis, but they see everything courtesy to Zeus. The Evergrowth coming out. Never managed to dodge.
The fight.
He's staying alive. The Ghost Scepter will protect him, and now say hello to Tony Montana, almost killing a support Marana, but failing in the end. Blink away. They're just slowly being pushed back by the Terrorblade alone. Nephra down to half HP. He needs to get the Nimbus out.
Yes, Satanic. Yes, Satanic. Yes, Satanic.
Looking to heal off this. Oh, getting low to the big crits. Almost dies for it. Guardian's a scary item. Meanwhile, Shackle Shot, Flow. That's a creep wave. You don't want to be near those because Hannah, while being dead for a long time, has finally arrived.
That should help.
And look at this.
This was
perfect route.
This was yeah, exactly. This was the best chance that they had. Like, this really highlighted the advantages of when going Roshan. If you pick off the support and they don't have wards already, like Dire, they had all the supports up. They had Division. They'd already had the high ground ward that the tree couldn't de-ward because he died. They had the ward on their side of the river. Like, they had everything they needed to be able to take this fight when 25k down. Of course, when the TB actually joins the fight with his BKB Satanic, then obviously it's like, all right, boys, the fight's mine. Come, I'll win it for you. But like everything beforehand was really down to just having vision advantage.
Yeah, they had the means to have that advantage, and it did look good, right? The amount of times where Boogie just couldn't get off cool across that entire fight. Like, he has been, I'd say, one of the biggest enablers for Wind and Rain. Like, these calls have been so on point.
Yeah, exactly. He's been in their face, been doing everything he needs to. But again, for Dire, it all boils down to, sure, you can kill this axe at the 40-minute mark, but you just let this TB kind of do his own thing
for the 40 minutes.
Yeah, now you're kind of punished for it.
Oh, it's there. I don't think you're getting away from this. It was cute, but no escape. Nephra in a game low. Heals up again. Big fat Satanic, and now Ark has to run.
I still have the D. He still has the DD running. I'm playing TB, by the way. Don't know if you realized.
Oh, wow. Really? You should join the pro team. Look at that. 32k.
Whoops. Slip of the tongue there. Yeah, unfortunately this game now.
Oh. Does he know yet?
Nah.
It's Game of Thrones style, baby. He'll wake up one morning and realize he's lost the Wind and Rain tag. Arrow. Nice. Zeus was awake this time. Last time he kind of caught it in the face, but instead Boogie, he sees everything he needs to know. And the Shackle Shot, beautifully done. Ark can't move either. And always want to fly, can't keep anyone alive. Not even himself. As the GG comes out, and they know game 1 is over. Reset, try again for game 2, because Wind and Rain, they were a little bit out of control in this one.
Yeah, this was an unfortunate game. It was really dependent on pretty much how they left the laning phase and how they controlled the map. And unfortunately, I think FlyToMoon, they played way too passive. You can see in their warding, they had like this Radiant Dire split where they just wanted to control their own side of the map. They didn't really push in too much, and the TB was just able to free farm. And again, TB v Lifestealer, TB wins. TB with a BKB beats no stuns. So yeah, just good draw from Wind and Rain, and overall, decent execution.
I mean, in fairness, like in your standard game, you look at Wind and Rain, the way that TB is playing, you'd be like, this was very defensive of him. He was mainly just farming his own area, but we saw it. FlyToMoon was so desperate to make these moves around the map that you mentioned early on, this Zeus. I mean, he had an XP advantage at one point and completely lost it in the span of a minute. And suddenly Wind and Rain, is just fully in control.
Oh yeah, just reminded me. It's like the whole point of this game actually was like the moves FlyToMoon made were stopped by this axe having a phase hood with the living armor saving the towers, and it's like they were spending so many resources trying to kill this axe, trying to take this bottom tower, trying to make moves, that then the team was able to free farm, and then the tree was able to just keep everything alive. So it was actually like the perfect combination of the aggression of the 4 heroes, excluding TB. So yeah, I think that was the key thing. Like just forcing out these TPs, moving around the map, keeping towers alive. Yeah, overall, good draft, good game from Wind and Rain.
Yeah, Wind and Rain play FlyToMoon like a fiddle on the movements around the map in game 1, and as a result, they are 1-up. But these are best of 3, so we like to throw the dog a bone. We're not saying FlyToMoon have already lost. We're saying they've really got to change how they think about that second game. They need to be the ones forcing this rotation, or if you're not going to force these rotations, at least pick a hero that can hit towers. So, short break, and then we'll be back for the second game. So go grab yourself some popcorn or some game fuel or whatever fuels you. I'll do the game fuel for all of us. And then we'll be back in probably 5 or 10 minutes for game number 2.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
Life is made up by special moments that touch us. A touch of genius, an inspirational touch, and a touch of magic. Some touches are simply unique. Euronics, a human touch in a digital world.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. Remember where you came from. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
Welcome back, folks. We're here for game number 2 between FlyToMoon and Wind and Rain in the ESL 1 Hamburg EU qualifiers. Maybe EU plus CIS qualifiers, remaining. But we're here. And Wind and Rain, one game up. See, it was a long game, remaining. But was there really any doubt in our minds about how it was going to end?
No, I don't think so. It was a stellar performance by Wind and Rain. From the point in which they left the draft, from the point until they won the game, they didn't make too many mistakes, and overall, they executed pretty well. And you can see that because look at FlyToMoon. They've already banned out Tree and Marana. So, one, they knew Marana was actually really strong, and they don't want them to first pick it.
Good to realise that at some point in the series.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe FlyToMoon's playstyle, which is like the CIS aggression, is countered by the Tree. They can never really take towers. And again, look at their picks. They don't have tower damage, so banning out this Tree just means they can play their style without any real punishment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall, pretty good.
I think it's fair to say they already have more stuns than previously by the end of their draft, halfway through. So
yeah, it just looks like they've got like how to word it. I guess they've just got like a plan already in place. Like, you already know, like, if you look at like Wind and Rain's Dota buff, they played Wyvern, I think 3 out of the 3 games which were there. Like, they already know that they're probably going to pick it. So, you know, just allow them to pick it. You already know what draft's going to come, and just go from there. Like, the last game, the draft was kind of more, they banned out what they knew Wind and Rain played, and then they just kind of pulled out some like a kind of cohesive draft. So this time it's like, all right, pick what you're comfortable on, but we know what it is. So it's fine, because I'm sure FlyToMoon know that they're the better team, because again, Wind and Rain, they're a European team. They often struggle to make it through the qualifiers and stuff. Whilst FlyToMoon, they've made it to the the regional qualifiers. Unfortunately, they didn't do that well. But in terms of like, I guess, success, FlyToMoon should be feeling that they're the better team here. So
yeah, they've been together longer as well. And when you look at the individuals on paper, the FlyToMoon ones, they actually have a lot more show for their time. Whereas,
exactly. So that's it.
What was I say? Wind and Rain is like, I think Nefra and Hannah, they came from like a CIS team that hadn't really had a big opportunity to prove themselves.
Yeah, Hannah was on, I believe, 7 esports, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Nefra had bounced around a bit. Boogie, a name that, you know, we've seen around a lot. There's a lot of potential there.
He's a classic. A couple years ago, maybe, his name was big, but since then, he's always been in this kind of like caliber of team, and hopefully he'll break out again soon.
10 seconds remaining.
Like, he didn't have a bad game last game, so.
Oh, not at all. If you can deliver again. We don't know what he's going to have just yet, but we have got a lot of dragons, so maybe we see a DK. Maybe that's the strategy. Winning Rain gone, guys, we're a game up.
Yeah.
Let's just commit to the dragon strategy. Although Viper's banned, so you're limited.
That is a real shame. But I do feel, unfortunately, that they are not on the same page as you. And I feel like maybe, unfortunately, them being on a different page might actually take them to winning this game. Because if they pick the DK, it'd be a terrible pick. I'm sorry.
Look, you know, people see different things when they look at drafts. I'm looking for that kind of coherency and dragons.
I understand that. I do.
We go for blind people instead, you know, Bane. Run a Jakiro mid.
All right. I won't go for the AA option. Start talking about that one.
No.
We're steering clear right now.
He's just like, it's not AA, it's Hero Spirit Vessel, dude. You need to remember his name. I'm still convinced there should genuinely, like, I would buy an Arcana that is literally just Ancient Apparition as a giant flowing Spirit Vessel.
A vessel? What?
Yeah, because well, the joke is for a long time, right? Is that he was crap because Ice Blast was just a Spirit Vessel, right?
Yeah. I see. Okay, yeah, I can see it.
FlyToMoon could have done that.
Nice auras to that.
They didn't though. They missed the move. They missed the play.
Well, you could have paid for it, right? Like, you could have done that.
They already had them customized, right? No, I thought they already had them customized. Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention.
I think they had like an Uwu AA.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
The real silencer.
We never really got around to making the point, but looking at the draft so far again, FlyToMoon they defaulted for their tiny, which it might have been some like flex pick, or it's just like because their offlaner likes playing tiny. But again, I have the fear, which is like it's the same issue as last game, where I thought FlyToMoon would have like a really good plan for this, but they ended up just doing like reactionary picks where after first phase they have tiny ogre, which is sure it's an opening combo. But then they pick the AA to deal with the Wyvern. And then they see a Jakiro and they're like, okay, we need to pick a core. So they just pick a Silencer. Because again, like they got high cooldowns on like the Wyvern, the Void, where if they do play high tempo, they can maybe like run over them. So they pick Silencer. Again, reactionary. And then Winter Rain just pick Night Stalker, which is like one of the top 3 patch picks right now. It's like Night Stalker, Mirana, and what was the other one I'm trying to think of? No, just Night Stalker and Mirana are probably the top 2 heroes right now. So the fact that like Winter Rain are able to pick this so late in the draft and it's a good game for it, like, it's kind of worrying. It also fixes the problems that Winter Rain have where they have these cooldowns, because if the Silencer does global, it still does nothing to the Night Stalker that's already like ultied and running at you, right? Remaining. Like he's still gonna right click you, still gonna like solo crest you and just like slap you down. So
5 seconds remaining.
This game again, it's fallen into the same category as last game, where if Wind and Rain just can play like a chill laning phase, maybe get like Midas, Maelstrom, BKB on Void, and then have like the Temple on Night Stalker with whatever mid hero they pick, it could be another scary game for FlyToMoon again.
True. And like you think about the fact that both sides, they do have big cooldowns. So the next thing you think about is, I think once again, these offlaners, and you look and you go, okay, Night Stalker, as you said, he's just going to be able to press R, have a big impact in the fight. Tiny is this hero that's kind of snowball oriented, right? Like he wants to get his Blink Dagger at a good time, then he's looking towards the Echo Saber, eventually an Ags. Whereas Night Stalker, he's happy if he has items, but he will have an impact regardless.
Yeah, and also the other thing is like you think about the damage types that Void doesn't like, and you see FlyToMoon's draft is like the only way that you kill him right now is through him misplaying with the Silencer next to him, or getting Avalanche tossed into maybe a AA ult. But again, you still don't have enough damage unless the tiny like scale as well with like the Echo Saber and items. But by then the Void should have a BKB at that point. So it's like there's a disparity right now between like the damage output and the timing of FlyToMoon isn't actually earlier than the time in which Wind and Rain's power spike hits, right? They kind of are the same timing. So right now it's like FlyToMoon can like do really well potentially in like laning phase. So they can have like 10 minutes of aggression. But then as soon as it gets to like 15 minutes where like the first key items start coming in, FlyToMoon's draft will start falling off. And each nighttime will be even harder to get through depending on this.
Yeah, just like the Batman movies. But yeah, it's also the save element, right? Like you look at the save.
Instant heal.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Well, this is okay. This is kind of a creeping hero. This is slightly coming back in. I like to think of it as
it's a very good hero.
Like, I don't know, the way I kind of viewed it for a while is like when people pick a Naga all the time, it's like PL is arguably better, but Naga is better early, right? Whereas PL, with the way things have been shifting a bit, does seem to be creeping back in, which
Sea of Flame Ogre. I completely forgot about this, but yeah.
Okay. I mean,
so it can be good. I think it's a lot better than having the offlane Tiny. It's like the generic leaner mid pick that will do fine against the Tiny. He's good push out waves, so the Tiny should have a better game than the last time, and the Ogre should be perfectly fine. I think Arctic Burns can be a bit annoying for the Ogre, but overall, he should just be able to farm up. So it really depends on how the laning phase ends and what they move into. Because I still feel like the timings that I mentioned for like Dire is like Void can just farm as soon as he hits 6, he can get to any lane, get a kill because they've got so much damage across all the board, right? Every hero can kill with the Void, right?
Yes.
So the Void timing is just like farm, use Chrono, farm. But like FlyToMoon, it's like PL has to farm Diffusal. He has to farm for like maybe 15-20 minutes before he can even like really play the game. He's not a good laner. He can maybe get a kill if he has 2 supports with him, but his supports don't have stuns. So it's like it's already gonna be awkward there. Like there is a worry here that there's about 20-25 minutes that FlyToMoon don't have a carry really.
It's also, I guess you could say that the Wind and Rain, they have the self-sufficient supports here, right? Like Wyvern infamous for this going into the dead lane and just pushing out. Jakiro, the type of hero, if he gets ganked, he just throws down Macropar, kills a wave, it's not too bad. Whereas on the other side, FlyToMoon have these make things happen supports. They have to have an impact. They have to be killing. They have to be doing that.
And again, a good point you mentioned was all about like the wave push. The whole thing about Dota is like how quickly can you push a lane, get off the map, and then make a move without obviously it being, you know, again, obvious. So right now, your Silence at AA, they can't really take a lane. They're never going to be able to like push out the lane sufficiently. Your Tiny can push it, but it's like, it's slow. He's just going to farm, right? It's whatever. He's fine. He's a core. He can do it. Ogre doesn't really push out lanes that well. Sure, he can ignite it, but again, it's like, he's not really, he should be leveling that against the Void. Doesn't really do much, but and the PL as well. He doesn't like literally none. The only hero that can really push out lanes is Tiny, maybe like. Well,
it's decent, but then like using the full combo and especially in the early game, maybe you don't have the mana for that. There's no one who's gonna immediately you get to 5-minute mark, you like I can just pressure a tower instantly. Whereas Wind and Rain,
when I mentioned the Tiny, I just mean like he doesn't really want to be sitting in lane pushing out, right?
Yeah,
so sure he can do it. He has the skill set to do it. It's just like he wants to be doing other things on the map. That's what I mean about like, well, he can't really do it.
That's true, and also he has to be doing other things, right? Like
yeah, exactly. It is.
Anyway, enough Ogre. All right, looks like we're getting away.
I rate about 7 out of 10 for that impression. Don't worry.
What's wrong with Ogre Magi?
Oh, all right, we're not doing this.
No.
We'll practice this in between.
We'll practice this in between. Do you want to be the other head? Is this how we're going?
Yeah, sure. We'll work on that.
But
we've got 2 heads of our Discord pictures, so we're already kind of halfway there.
Wow. Yeah, we just have to like meld them together, turn them 45 degrees.
All right, this is not for this game, man.
All right. Well, about this game, we're gonna see the Night Stalker moving top. He might be in for a surprise because they could try and I think you could pressure Night Stalker out with these 2 heroes, right? Fairly easy.
Yeah, for sure. Like if they put the Night Stalker solo, Ogre Silencer will push out a lane. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Night Stalker's a hero that like he's really weak early on. Depending on certain lanes, he can farm up pretty well. And then depending on support, he can maybe be aggressive. But overall, if he's by himself, he won't. There's no way he'll be by himself though. They'll secure bot room with 3 and then TP someone top.
Probably Jakiro, I'd imagine, because Wyvern isn't as good against these heroes, right?
I would expect Wyvern simply because Jakiro PL can always get rid of the tick, the fiery damage.
Yeah. So keep Wyvern here. Splinter Blast can be annoying, and Doppelganger has a long cooldown at level 1.
Yeah.
Rune's secured though. And they should realize that Boogie's top. They should have got confirmation just as they backed away that Nefrit's down here. The question is whether you can do something to punish that instant TPR.
PL's already running top. This is a really good move actually by Arc. just instantly running a top, because you already know that if your carry is matched up against a Night Stalker, he should get free farm. So already running top means they're going to have TP advantage. By the time that Wind and Rain realize that they've swapped, they're going to have to use a TP if they want to swap the lanes again, which means obviously FlyToMoon can then TP after, and the lanes are then how FlyToMoon want them.
The FlyToMoon will win the musical lanes, and also like having TP in that manner, you could easily get a pick off on the way. Like that's kind of the deciding factors whether you can find that pick off. Like always want to fly, which they're doing a lot of damage to right now. This was not part of the plan, he said. Why are they diving my tower not even a minute into the game? Answer, because we can.
Yeah, that's what happens when you block the wave up and the creeps on the tower. You can do whatever you want.
Really? Anything?
Anything.
Level 1 Roche?
Anything.
Wow. I need to change
so it's pretty
the way
easy when you really understand the block.
And like that's an oversimplification, but it's not wrong, especially for the offlaners. That's all that matters.
Yeah, level 1 Rush, I'm gonna disclaimer, that is wrong.
But you said I could do anything, Robson. You've lied.
Yeah, I know I have. I'm a fibber.
What if I got the like opposite of the Midas mode Roche, where it's just like an old limp Roche that can't lift his arms? Could I Roche then?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
All right. I need a different custom game.
We'll work on that one for you. Don't worry.
Nice. All right. So CS so far, we said Boogie shouldn't really be doing much. He's actually doing pretty well in the CS charts. With that very slow attack speed.
He's going to be able to hit creeps. Like the trade-off is like the Night Stalker just farms. He doesn't really want to do any pressure. So certain carries can punish him for that. When you have a PL, he can't really pressure. So they're kind of the same thing, right? They're both doing the exact same thing. They're just going to hit the creeps. They can't really force each other out of lane. So I feel like FlyToMoon should try to put more pressure on this Night Stalker. Maybe bring the Wyvern closer, get some damage in. Also, maybe Wyvern. Oh, what am I saying? I meant the silencer.
Yeah.
But either way, I feel you shouldn't just allow this guy to hit creeps freely like he is.
Silencer's
Like,
kind
this
of having his
AA
own
should
battle.
just be top. I feel like this AA just running around the map right now is kind of bad.
Hannah, cold feet's on him. Gets clubbed once, slow down as well, and the foul hit comes in and always want to fly. Well, he's got a little bit of Skriller in
I
his
take
pocket.
that back, by the way. I didn't see it.
He doesn't need to rotate top, rotate mid. Even better.
Yeah. He's a god, by the way.
He's not playing Undying anymore, so he can do stuff. Yeah, like you said, it's like Night Stalker can do a decent amount, but we mentioned the Tiny earlier, right? Like this hero does have a great lane. It's a disaster for Wind and Rain. Like most of the heroes die to the combo.
Even the PL will die. Like until he has like 3 items, he'll just die. If he has like Soda Crest and stuff.
Oh, who's really winning the CS battle in the outer lane? So it looks like Voice doing pretty well. We already mentioned Boogie. Overall, the outer lanes are looking fairly good for Wind and Rain. They might even get a kill in the flow here. No bashes though. Missing the key ingredient when playing Void.
He only has tangos left, so he's gonna be sitting at quite low HP for some time.
Nah, it's an ogre. Got all the regen in the world.
Yeah, he's got like 14 regen, right?
Yeah.
13.4 with tango. Yeah.
It's balanced.
Strong man.
If they get bash here though. Nope. Sun's coming out. Nefra's gonna chase though. Screw cold feet. Don't get it off. Always want to fly. Needs to be careful himself actually. AA. We just praised him. I'm not sure about this. Very far. Nikwa does get the double kill and gets away just in time.
Look at the Jakiri. So strong, so mighty.
So bulky.
Thick, with many C's.
I mean, it is 2 heroes. That's not fat shaming here. You know, he's eating for 2.
That's true. Yeah, but they have an ogre.
Yeah, he's eating for 2 as well. That's not fat shame. Like, he's not that big, right? He got 2 people into one little floaty ring. They don't need 2 to go swimming. Oh, here comes the deny. Easy from Nikwa. Turns the Batty off. Doesn't want. Actually, he doesn't even get the armor. I'm too used to seeing stout kills.
He does wait long enough so it doesn't actually go to the...
It's extra money to
silencer?
The kill. Yeah.
Oh, no, AA. Sorry,
AA.
I was trying to work out who hit him last.
It was AA, yeah, because Ogre was TPing and trying to.
It's like 30 seconds now, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
He has to chill for 30 seconds and then off he goes and dies.
Boys want to fly? I think he wants that other nickname back again. 1 bash would do it. Nefra, there's cold feet on him. He needs the time walk right now, and he'll move away. They do secure the runes, though.
Securing the runes.
Player? No, you don't want to go back that way. There's something scary on either side. Stance is irrelevant. They're chasing through. They're diving his tower. Hannah trying to get close enough to the Dragon Slave. Misses it.
Oh, missed it.
Boogie will get the kill, though. He should TP straight to the shrine because this is nighttime. You don't want to waste it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The mid lane is doing the same thing as the last game.
Rotate, rotate, rotate. Meanwhile, bot always want to fly went down again.
Unfortunately, yeah. But that's the difference again between the drafts, right? It's like Helena can rotate top. Sure, she doesn't really do much to get with the kill, but like the kill's a lot easier to get. Whilst the tiny rotation, it's all down to the tiny actually getting the rotation.
Oh, did Hannah just bait himself? No, no. Oh, he cancelled the attack. He still gets the kill and he gets away as well.
Nice.
That was double support rotation, by the way.
Yeah. It's the same thing happening again. The rotations from Wind and Rain just work out because they have the stuns, whilst FlyToMoon, they struggle a bit.
Ivan being chased down can just fly away any moment. So far, this is definitely a risk of
chilling, loving life. But the PL does have good farm as well. So
this is true. But it's like he actually did chase for that kill.
Oh, let's go, A.
Nice. The thing I was gonna say is like Boogie hasn't been pressured to try and rotate or anything. He's just been hanging in the lane so far. Like, that's a good sign for Wind and Rain. Like, they must feel quite confident that they don't need to move Night Stalker around in his like prime time. Or do you think this is just like, nah, it's first night time. You don't want to even try and gank usually anyway.
Oh yeah, you don't have to feel pressure to use to be aggressive with Night Stalker. Really, it's like, sure, it's your first night, but your first night, maybe if your game's good, you have phase boots. But in reality, you're only going to be level 5, maybe 6. Like, you don't really have enough to secure every kill, right? So it's better for you just to farm, and if the kills arise, you can then TP get them, right? Or just run at them.
That's true. And I guess also when they buffed Void, like, it used to be you felt pressure to make the big plays because Void was dog crap in the daytime. But now with the changes, you're not too pressured. You can just confidently sit back, and when daytime comes around, you know you can still trade.
Yeah, you just don't need to do anything too special. Like, if it's daytime, you have ult. If it's nighttime, you can just farm. Like, it's all about, if you do die in the first night, then you're kind of already behind, right? So
true.
You just don't need to like ruin your game.
Always want to fly. This game's gonna be a little bit ruined here. Light Strike Array comes out. They chase on the Hannah, but always want to fly. Should be going down. They rotate the tiny up here. Should trying to do what he can. Boogie running away. Toss forward, trying to control them up. Nice, still got too fast though. Oh, there it is. Tree being tossed across. The illusion can't get the kill though. Boogie kept alive by the stick. Hannah. Light Strike Array. They got Laguna again. Tiny's like, not again. He's starting to feel a little bit scarred by this experience. Luckily for him, he's a tanky boy.
Unfortunately, FlyToMoon is so reliant on Tiny.
Uh-oh. Not enough bashes. They have got the chrono, but the TP rotation will scare them off. Nikwa, what? Why you? Oh no. I was like, this has to be a disconnect right now. There's no way you think you can win this fight.
Do you think they're going to be like sportsmanlike and allow him to walk away? Because in reality, he'd be like next in line with the range creeps.
I think they honestly, I don't even know if you want to take this right, because Nikwa, he does have a big stick and the fairy fire.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the point is like,
I know you're like, will they just walk away? But I'm like, Wind and Rain might just try and take this though. Is the thing that I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
Because they have the chrono now, right?
They do have the chrono.
It's just a matter of Nefrot can get in position so he like doesn't get his own guy.
Here's the play, right? Like, Neek was like, okay, will you let me walk away? And they're like, yes. As soon as he walks out of range, boom, chrono, thanks for allowing me to walk away, and then kills him.
That's like, you know, when you watch those Mafia shows, it's like, they didn't bring guns to the meeting, but they get the guns from the cloakroom, like Boardwalk Empire style.
What was the game? Like the split and still game or whatever. Like, you know, they had the balls and stuff. It's like, oh, you got 50k, so you can either split it or you can steal it.
Oh,
and if, like,
yes.
you both split, you then go, you get half each, right? But if one guy steals and one guy splits, then no one gets money. Oh no, the guy gets money. But if you both steal, you both lose or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So
man,
like,
that show was so terrible, but
it was terrible.
There was like, what was one guy?
It's always the nice guy.
He was like,
it's always the nice guy that
no. The best one was there was a guy who said, "I'm gonna steal," and she went, "What?" He's like, "I'm gonna steal. So you can either just let me steal and I'll give you some of the money, or you walk away with nothing." So she like let him.
Oh, it was just called split and steal, right?
Yeah. So she's
no, it's called golden balls. It was
golden balls. That was it, golden balls, and you did split and steal. And basically, like, he baited her into saying that she would split, but after saying he was gonna steal, he split instead. But it was such a mind game. Like, she's like, "All right, I'm not gonna make money either way. I might as well just make this even."
That's so sad, actually.
There's like people from outside UK right now, like, what the hell are you on about? It was a terrible show.
Yeah, I realized that.
As
I googled it, I was like, United Kingdom. I'm like, all right, that's about 7 people that understand us. All right.
Had like a guy from a UK soap. posting it. You know it's bad if it's just a guy.
Bald guy, right?
Yeah, like see, we're doing it again. Hobby City. That's enough information. We'll stop. Let's talk about something they know about. Bruce's prices. No, oh, actually, they should know about prices, right?
How about this game?
Nah, this game is over. Look at this. You know, Nikwa is gonna 1v2.
Right, who's gonna win then?
So Win and Rain is gonna win because Nikwa
Right,
is gonna beat everyone.
Do me a favor. Okay, let's do this.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me how the next 5 minutes of this game will play out? In terms of how you think, like, okay, so like I'll pick one hero, and I want you to say, like, for if you were playing this game, maybe not you. Let's say you're a pro,
not
right?
you. Yeah, I could be a pro.
Like, what do you think their process is to win this game?
Okay.
And then I'll like provide my reasoning and stuff on the flip side. So let's talk about let's look at, I guess, Night Stalker, right? Because he's had an okay lane, good lane, he's got some CS. Like, what do you think he should do in the next 5 minutes?
I think he should probably be looking towards just getting the double racing or AC, but like his target is to eventually get Spirit Vessel. So right now I expect him to just try and maybe, if anything, pressure onto either the Ogre or the PL. Ivor's fine. I don't think you want to be up against Tiny, but it's more about just making sure he doesn't slip up before the next nighttime comes around, and making sure the first Dark Ascension is like impact around a Void fight. So I think he's like waiting to stack up the Chrono.
But you said that did you say he wanted to buy Spirit Vessel? I don't think that's good, by the way.
Well, against the Tiny Ogre. It still gets the PL, but the other two is really good against.
I just don't think you need this game. It's like his whole point of his game is about being impactful. If he gets like a bracelet to survive the magic damage, but then instantly goes for like the Solar Crest or BKB or Blink, he's always gonna be able to kill them. Like,
that's true.
The itemization on this team is like the Tiny core does not want to buy 4 stuff, right? The Ogre support the Ogre core doesn't really want to buy 4 stuff, right? The PL doesn't really want to go BKB or any of those like space making hero like items, like again 4 stuff, etc. So like, magic doesn't help you against the silence. So I feel like the whole game is about him being able to really apply pressure.
Yeah, I guess my logic is like Spirit Vessel tanks you up a bit, but I can see where you come from. Like, it doesn't work against the PL. And I guess also Solar Crest is even better when you have a Void on your side, because it's just, you're a makeshift Ogre at that stage. You just buff him up every time.
Exactly that. He can kill pretty much any hero anytime.
Which he's doing right now. Already took out Fly underneath the tower, and Always Want to Fly will be next to hit the ground. They'll toy with him a little bit, make sure they don't get stuck on the ground with cold feet.
Little tease.
Little Void coming into his face. Wait for it. Nah, just punch him.
I would really like to see him just run mid now and use his ult to secure another kill.
That's true. Also, they've got Laguna again with Arcane.
Yeah, to be really aggressive.
How long we got left on nighttime? Just a minute.
You got about 50 seconds left of daytime.
And then Dark Ascension.
Yeah.
Which he might use for this kill because Tiny's so tanky anyway.
Exactly. Ideally, you want to be level 7 when you make this gank, so you get the silence, but unfortunately doesn't have it. And also the scan, really good scan, finding the Night Stalker.
Dark Ascension, they're going in. Avalanche to cover his escape, and Boogie says mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Although,
so unfortunately, this move was
Nefric's coming. They have got the Chrono available. Always Want to Fly, gets clipped by the Light Strike Array. Jump in, the Chrono on the free, beautifully done. Light Strike Array through gets 1. Laguna to get rid of silence as well. Light Strike Array follow up will enable him to get the first. SH can't run away quick enough. It's a triple kill for Hannah.
And that's pretty much his Midas complete.
Nefra lived life a little bit on the edge there, the guy who was meant to be protected in the Chrono. But all in all, good.
Yeah. I was unfortunate for FlyToMoon. Like, they did scan out the rotation, so they knew that move was coming in, but they just didn't expect the Void to be there as well.
Yeah, especially when you know he's likely going for this Midas. You're like, okay, he just wants to stay somewhere safe and finish off.
Yeah, I think that actually might be a product on the ward placed by A. So you can see his ward just expired and it was here. If he'd placed like the ward on the high ground, then they'd have seen like all these heroes rotating in right this way. So
yeah,
like again, it was a good ward to see the rune, but in hindsight, it didn't cover for the aggression. But again, the assumption was Night Stalker would be playing top, hence why they got the ward here to cover all these moves coming into the jungle.
That's fair. Like, usually you look at it, you go, okay, there's a Night Stalker in the game. I have to be aware this gank's going to happen somewhere. But usually your mid is like, just give me a ward that lets me see the bot rune so I know where I've got to go whenever I want to collect one.
Yeah.
That does seem to be the new move.
It's just a thing which is like, they have the levels. The Night Stalker had his 6, Void obviously had his Chrono. Like, it's 10 minutes into the game. They just don't have the heroes to be able to actually like take a fight into this.
Ice Blast. Equal up. It's a big rotation for a little Dragon Man. On the side, they might find a second one though as Wyvern. Backing up a little.
Dire's top tower
With
is
Boogie
under
here, Slayer
attack.
can't pursue. They should get the tower though.
Like, this is their timing. Like, not like this is their timing to take some control of the map. Nice look at the vault for like 20 seconds. No night time. Just got a kill on Jakiro. Like, there's no way they should be able to stop you.
And it's just in the meantime, like the only thing you have to worry about is the Lina. So you just dodge her out completely as she does now have that Yules and she's looking for pickoffs. But anywhere else is a go. So Boogie, here we go. Straight into the Ags build actually. I think I like your idea of Solar Crest better though. Like Ags is great, but Void is that type of hero, right? You build around him.
Yeah, it depends on the type of game that you want to play. Oh, this is really good from... oh, no. He missed the toss.
Oh.
If he tossed the Night Stalker, he'd have died. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I like what FlyToMoon are trying to do. They're really playing off of their heroes now, knowing that they can only really kill someone with A, Blast, and Tiny. Allow the PL to farm. But again, going back to the Night Stalker, you really have two options on Night Stalker. You either go for Ags or you go for Solar Crest. The Ags can be good this game because you already have enough like CC from your lineup where you can always find the right PL, right? You use the Void, you're going to see which PL took the least damage and then just go on him, right? That's if you haven't already made the jump. Second to that, it allows you to farm. It's kind of a greedier item, while Solar Crest forces you to fight. So if when you're Rain are happy to just farm up with their Midas and then Maelstrom that the Void will buy, then you can also just go Ags and Night Stalker to match the timings of your Void, right? If you buy the Solar Crest, your timing is slightly earlier than the Void, so you kind of feel like you should be doing a little bit more on the map when you don't need to. So
I guess
this build just allows them to have the same timings.
I was gonna say, I guess it's also like the Lina bridges that worry, right? Like you do have another hero that can eliminate people in this mid game very quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Wyndham Rain's draft is very succinct. Like they know what they need to do. They can push up lanes. They can take team fights. It's just making sure they're not too greedy and out of position.
Well,
like this
moving in
smoke
now.
could be very good by FlyToMoon.
Or not. Well, it's not the easiest one, but they bring the Ice Blast now. There's the Global Silence. Nefert should be gone, and it looks like Wyndham Rain get caught holding their jump in their hands. They're coming around. DP in. Ivan goes pretty deep, wants the Winner's Curse opportunity. The Silence come out the Dark Ascension. Strand always want to fly. Winner's Curse to control up Silencer as they move away. Macropart goes down. Light Strike Ray is there. Silencer is not. Slowest attack speed in the world. Out. They do see the TP out by Tiny. And you want to make it. You just went deeper, which means it's going to be easy to kill you off. He tries to turn around for a kill to Hannah, who does have the Yules and the Light Strike Array. The Ice Path there as well, and the Laguna will shotgun him down and make sure that Hannah doesn't give his life.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, and it was just like a demonstration of like the resources you have to use to kill one core. When in Rain, even if you kill that one core, it's like they can easily take a fight. They have so much like versatility in how they can approach a fight.
Yeah, it's kind of the conundrum that they didn't do that before he reaches level 10 as well, right? Like that 12 strength made all the difference. It took them 3-4 different extra seconds just to get that kill, which gave Wyndham Rain the rotation time, because like you saw their movement, right? They didn't actually read that right at first. They were going deeper in the jungle when it happened.
Radiant
It was more like they're just going to check out the jungles. They feel like the Void can't die, right? But FlyToMoon just committed everything they had, and it's like, oh, you committed everything for a Void? Oh, we're just going to kill you now. It's like, it's just one of those smokes.
Void actually has Chrono available was the other difference as well, so they suddenly have to be very awkward about the way they take fights and try and dodge it out. Oh, go in. Nice Stalker. They do the kill. Their bashes for Nefert. Jump in. There's the bashes now, but he's reluctant. He knows Flow is coming, and there's no reinforcements for him, so he needs to get out quick.
He might have to use Chrono here to survive. Just saying.
Thinking. Avalanche is there. He's thinking about going for the Chrono, but now he won't get a chance.
All right, that was really good by FlyToMoon.
Yeah. It looked a little bit greedy at first, but yeah, the Night Stalker is the entrance target. You don't really expect it, especially as nighttime strikes.
Yeah, they just see this AA and like, oh, it's another free kill, because again, this AA has been playing pretty aggressive, I guess, like just kind of running around, not really caring about where other people are. So I feel like they just got baited in by another AA kill, which resulted in Tiny getting a couple kills. It's good.
It feels like that's kind of the style we do typically see from Always Wanna Fly a lot, right? The reason why Undying fits him is he's this type of 5 that just wants to run at you all the time. AA,
yeah,
not usually that way.
He's trying to role play here. He's trying to get tankier.
I mean, if you buy enough braces, anyone can be a frontline support.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Can't disagree with that one.
Where Wyvern's gone wrong. He needs to start buying some braces. I will admit to doing this a lot on Mirana, and it actually works.
Oh god, no, stop! That's terrible. Please, I can't entertain
You
this.
can't die.
Yeah, but you should be killing.
It's a pigeon guarantee. No, you're a support. You just arrow people. Someone else does the killing, and you have magic damage. In fairness, come on, you have the Starstorm.
Ah, I see. I don't think it's good, but I'll give it to you. Maybe you can make it work. And what bracket was it again? Sorry.
That's the 4.5 to 5k mark.
Someone's fibbing.
No, I'm not. I'm seriously not.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Damn, son.
Last time I was like Ancient 3 or Ancient 4.
Oh, let's go. I didn't know that.
Yeah. You didn't know that. Oh, please elaborate on that, please, Robson. Tell me more.
I thought you were learning more. Hold on, I'm gonna check.
Oh, boy, check. Always want to fly. He was checking somewhere too. He regrets it now. He's dead. When it's Gus, heals as well. On the Tiny, global science is there. This is a walkaway opportunity though, but Tiny's trying to turn it to a kill opportunity for his team. Avalanche toss across. Nico down to half HP. The stuns come out. Nice save with the cold embrace. Buys a little bit of time. They dodge out the ice blast. Hannah thinking about going back in. Chrono's there. Nefret jumping in. Macropile went down. Not really on the mark though. They have to retreat. They've wasted the Chrono now. They're gonna lose more as Hannah can't get out. Dark Ascension. Buki's actually going in. Sides against it though. Dark Ascension wasted. Chrono wasted. Macropile wasted.
Yeah, this is like the way that FlyToMoon wins these fights is when these spells are wasted. So yeah, this was. He should throw the tree for vision. No, oh, that's unfortunate. It's fine.
That why
they just wasted time. Just go for the tower. Yeah. If they wasted time, it's whatever. They can just take the tower.
You know, this was a perfect time as well because Ark, he has the diffuser now. He has the Yasha. Suddenly, PL can start fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And when the PL gets to the point where he has Manta Heart, that's when this game gets potentially scary for Wind and Rain.
Equa, be careful. Tiny is waiting. Not looking
they don't have vision
here.
though. No. They're very scared.
I mean, are they that scared though? Because right now, you know, there's no Chrono anymore. And there's no Dark Ascension. Actually, I don't think they
mean
quite
more
saw
for like
that
the post-objective play. I meant like they take their tower. They're scared to do anything else. They want to just reset. So
makes sense as well. Like Ark is starting to build a clear lead at the top of the net worth chart, and they have to be feeling it. Turns out if you leave a PL to his own devices for the first 15 minutes, it usually doesn't end well. Who'd afford it? Carries left the farming?
But it's really how much can this carry do with the farm he has in this game. Like, they have so many ways of like locking down this PL that if the global isn't that good, like they have to play off of basically the start of the fight needs to be Tiny AA playing together, killing one hero. Then you need to have the PL going in, like maybe Chrono the PL but he doesn't die in it. From that point, you can then global and take the fight, right? Like, you need all these fights to go the same way. And the only way you do that is by having control of an area with good vision. Like right now, Radiant's vision doesn't allow them to make these moves. So they're going to happily sit back and farm. They're not going to try and do anything. But once they have this next item, then they might start smoking up, moving out, getting the high ground vision, and they're taking these fights.
That's fair. PL wants to start the fight by fighting like the Wyvern or the Jakiro, right? Like now.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. It takes them like maybe 3-4 seconds to get rid of all of Wyvern's mana. So you don't really need to be like, you don't need to overthink your engagement there if you do get the catch on the Wyvern, because he's not going to be able to curse you in time. If you jump, click, if he goes to curse, you can just like doppelganger, and by that time he's out of mana.
True. And also, you know, you would like to open up the void, but if you're the PL, you're like, okay, I could burn all his mana. But this is the Tidehunter logic. He's got this big ultimate. He's going to have a wand that has 20 charges at all times. Or at least that'll be his goal. So he's never really the optimal target for you.
Yeah, we've got 4-minute study of daytime. You can see here, moving in. They don't actually have any wards on the supports right now. It's all on a courier. So this move doesn't really gain them anything in terms of map control. They can just go and sit back. Oh, they're going to go for a Roshan.
Oh. It's certainly what PL usually wouldn't expect this, but they're doing it pretty
quick. They have vision. They're doing this without dewarding the area first, so this is potentially risky, especially with Nightstalker ultimate being up.
Well, they're moving in now. They have the smoke.
Maybe.
It's going to be close, because Tiny can create space here. Breaks the smoke, blink in, and the avalanche toss. Wyvern's gone. Roach will be theirs. Lightstrike array. AA will be the lead. Trying to move in. Global stance is there. They can't get in time to interrupt, and Dark Ascension has now been used. And they'll chase on the boogie. The defusal, they do connect onto him. Ice blast through. And he's gone.
That was so sloppy by Wind and Rain. They had the ward there the entire time. They literally saw them walk into the pit. But the Night Stalker refused to leave bot lane. He farmed an additional wave. Then came in. Like, they needed to be there right away. Like, there's no way FlyToMoon should be able to do Roshan with Wind and Rain's draft. That was so poor by them.
Maybe the factors we didn't see, Robson. Maybe the Midas was off cooldown and Nephrit wanted to use it first.
Maybe he didn't have TP. I'll give him that one. I didn't click that button, but he still should have run over.
It did look awkward the way they were stacking up, yeah.
I just feel like they should have just been moving over straight away. Like, even if Night Stalker was not there straight away, like, from the time in which they walked into that area and walked into Roshan, the Night Stalker could have easily ran up. Yeah. They should have just been there earlier.
Yeah, there's an argument with the amount of time that you knew FlyToMoon was spending in your jungle. You should have anticipated the potential for Roche. So you should have your TPs at the ready to respond.
I will give him though, that Roche was a bit wild. Like,
yeah, I didn't expect it to be that fast.
I was like, oh, it dies. All right, cool. So they should have just made them way over. But okay, this game's kind of got interesting.
I mean, if you have PL with 20 attack speed, get mad.
Yeah, I think Arc might carry his boys.
Hannah in the bot lane, nice clip on the Slayer. Gonna get room quickly enough. We'll be able to do so. Now the jump in. Avalanche toss, gonna get one in return, and even gets the in. He doesn't die quick enough. Ice blast through, trying to get Hannah low enough, but nope. Just a little bit too late.
Yeah, this Tiny is doing work, and he had to. Like, if this Tiny didn't get like these pick-off plays and combos, there's no way FlyToMoon would be even close to even in this game. He's doing a lot better.
Yeah, it should be pointed out how powerful that attack speed is at this stage in the game on the Tiny as well, right? Like later on, he'll have an axe, he doesn't care too much, but at this stage, usually that one extra hit that he's getting in is the difference, as we saw in the Void. Equa, Cold Embrace, Winter's Curse, everything thrown out to try and save the life of Equa, but the Ice Blast is there, and they'll be able to get him low enough as Arc chases in. Light Striker 8 connects on the Tiny, but nothing you can do. Void has arrived again. He thought about TPing out, but they're already backing up, so no Chrono opportunity.
Yeah, ever since that bot play where they wasted Chrono and kind of got half like semi-wiped, like they're in the same situation. They just keep getting picked off now one by one, and they're just slowly growing a lead now on FlyToMoon. So I think Wind and Rain, we need to like regroup, maybe de-ward their jungle, and then go for like a very succinct play together. Like they're just not on the same page right now.
It feels like for a while now we've been seeing these plays where maybe one member of Wind and Rain is not confident they want to farm one more item, the rest want to make a play. Like you can see how close Boogie has been to this Axe. He finally has it. This is probably the time to try and do something. But PL still has that second life.
He missed his
yeah,
LSA.
they fluffed the LSA a little bit there.
There's no way he dies anyway, so it's whatever.
Just PL things.
Yeah, this PL is so scary right now. Like their play right now is like smoke, get Dark Ascension, maybe wrap around and get the kills. Like, oh, they're smoked. Nice. All right, let's go.
Okay. AA would be a decent start. Yes, you can already see like the way that they're playing. Maybe they would have benefited from what the PL has, which is like these double buffs with the attack speed.
But they can't go on the AA. It's so bad if they go on the AA.
Yeah, reveals what they're gonna do. Yeah. Nope. Let him in. Say, shut up, Robson. What do you know? You've only been at a TI. Oh.
This is so bad. Like this play was like they have the Night Stalker. They have the vision advantage, right? So okay, so it's daytime, so they don't.
They might keep going. Vision, right? Boogie's round the back. He's coming in now. But what's your target? I don't understand it right now. The Chrono's out. You get one life maybe, but what do you do with the second one? But meanwhile, Tiny in the back line just gets rid of one. Turns around to Boogie. Instead, Boogie's the one that's going to attack him. The Global Silence comes out. Tiny. Yours is there. But look at this. PL out of control again. He finds the kill in the Void. That was your Chrono opportunity. They might find a kill in the Void as well as the bash comes out straight away. Question marks. So many question marks right now needed. Boogie trying to limp away. Void buys a little bit of time. They've got the toss forward, but they can't keep vision. The Boogie lives,
but so
3 dead.
Like when they're on the high ground, they saw the ward was they didn't see the ward was placed, so they were covered in smoke, right? The only play that they could have made was they saw the Tiny because they had high ground vision on him. They could have Dark Ascension, instantly stunned him with the Void, because obviously the range on that's insanely big, and then go for the Tiny kill. That would change the entire next fight. But instead they chase his AA and gain nothing. Simply because one guy screamed AA and the other... Yeah, that's so unfortunate actually. Like,
it's 10 times worse when you think about the fact that they use the Dark Ascension, which is, I'd say, one of the most powerful tools at this point. Like, Chrono's obvious, but Dark Ascension's your entrance, right?
it's Like this ult is like you press it and you need to know, okay, if I press this button, we're securing the fight, right? I'm not pressing this button to chase. I'm pressing this button because I know where the silencer is, or I know where the PO is, and I can get the silence on him, right? Like this is all you're doing. And that's what happens when you play this game and like you get a bit sloppy for 5-6 minutes. You feel pressure to need to do something, which is exactly what they did. And now Boogie's just running around and dying.
Yeah, arguably he's doing something. It's just dying, maybe not the thing they wanted. When this curse was decent, trying to get him out, but Night Stalker so low. Dust is there, Shrine won't help him. But he's no longer under the debuff effect. Night Blast can't kill him. Moving away. They are going to have to leave someone behind though. They trade the Night Stalker for the Wyvern. Like, okay. Better for them. However, this kind of pressure is going to keep up. You're in the night time, and after what feels like a lot of messy fights for Wind and Rain in this mid game, your Night Stalker is no longer king of the night.
Dire's bottom shrine.
No, this PL like
is king of everything.
Does not care if your Night Stalker runs on the PL. All he has to do is Manta and right click the Night Stalker.
Stop.
That's it.
Hannah's gone. Tiny things, as he does now have that Chrysalis. Global Silence. Jumping in. Looking onto the Void. Burning up his mana pretty quick here. And they'll stun him off as well for good measure. No chance to throw out the Chrono. Ice Path too late. Ice Blast will follow through, just clip onto them here. But Night Stalker, he's out of control.
Yeah, the DD.
He's trying to do what he can, but he can't. PL just does whatever he wants. Night Stalker feels irrelevant. He void him up once. What does he care? He's got a Shadow Blade for good measure as well. Heading into the Satanic next. The king of carry items. Tiny. Ready to pounce. They're just hiding on their tier 4s. And here he is. Tiny goes in. Nice force stuff away. When his curse was used, always want to fly, does die. Buyback comes out. He's mad about that one. Nice buff. Gonna clip it on the one. And Ogre's really not the target. He's just an enabler at this point. Alright? He's just...
All he has to do. This PL will carry him.
I mean, well, he's got a choice. He can juice either Tiny or PL at this point, I think it's fair to say. Like, Tiny's doing just as much work. Now that he has that Chrysalis online. And by the way, he almost has Ags. We've seen what that can do.
I'd like to see what talent he goes for at 20.
Ooh,
most people go for the range. And sometimes they go for the illusions. Like, if you don't have enough ways to clear out the illusions. This game, I would expect him to go range just because they have every answer. But yeah, I don't know. If you're feeling yourself, you know, and you're like, oh, we're dumpstering these kids. Some people want their damage.
Maybe there's a fairness to it. The problem is like the Mjolnir proc back.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's good.
I'm not saying
he's just feeling himself. He's like, maybe I can get a little bit more damage out here. Maybe
he's just looking. He's like, it doesn't matter what talent I take, guys.
Yeah.
What is the biggest BM I can do with talent? You know, I wouldn't even level talent. I'll wait until 25. Level both of them. Ooh. That's what we call mind games, because then you get the double power spike, and they don't realize.
I see.
Plus, apparently, I don't think it. Like, I think it's just a bug in demo. But apparently, in demo, there's a bug where you can somehow skip talent for some reason. I don't think I've never tried it in like a regular game outside demo, so I don't know if it works there. But demo's fun for this. You find all kinds of bugs. Low is seen.
Also, this is a really bad fight for FlyToMoon if they do take it. They don't actually have any control of this area.
BKB forced out Hannah, and the Silencer's there onto the Silencer, so he can't use the Glow. Ice Blast flying through. The next one in there for it, but barely. Time walk in. Time dilation. Always want to fly, maybe left behind. Stuns are coming out, though. Face the Void getting low. There's the winner's curse. That one, the damage, it's enough to bring him down. Void gone for 50 seconds. The Macropire burning them up a bit, but they are very tanky. Tiny trying to move away. Flow on the back line being ignored because Tiny's the big kill that they're looking for. Sneak out from behind, trying to do enough. Arc. Just doing whatever he wants. The Global Silence is used, and Hannah is out of mana. And he'll be out of life soon. In the meantime, Boogie continues to chase down and does find the kill finally on the Tiny after a while. But what did you lose for it? The back line is just crumbling, and now you have to face the PL. He says, screw that. I'm TPing out. I want no part of this.
This Void just has not had a good game at all. It's
Void's in the game?
That was very worrying. Like, the FlyToMoon Boogie now just getting done as well. It's like FlyToMoon run up into an area where they had no control. They had no high ground vision. It was the best time for Wind and Rain to take the fight. He jumped in. He potentially could have got the 3-man chrono as soon as they got to like the rune area. He didn't place it. He waited, and then he just gets blown up to AA Tiny again. It's like, yeah, the way that AA and Tiny have been playing together this game has been really good. Just unfortunately, Void not so much. He also had the BKB as well, which he didn't press. Like he was holding onto it a little bit too late, and then he got Toss Ava combo.
Yeah, he was done. He thought they could just set up with the Winner's Curse and they'd be safe in that regard. I think the other thing is like the way they make that move is that's the kind of move that maybe 10 minutes ago you feel good about, because like Silencer, you know, he probably doesn't have his buyback yet. At this stage in the game, you know the Silencer is always going to be holding buyback just because of how crucial global silence is. So maybe you make that move sometimes.
The Silencer was so out of position as well, right?
Yes.
Like he was on top of he was standing here, died, then they took the fight, missed the chrono and stuff, then he bought back global, right? Like, it wasn't as even if the Silencer had like the perfect silence. It was like, oh, hold up guys, they're still fighting you for some reason when the Void's all right, buy back global. All right, fight's now off, lads. Like
it's the deceptive element of it though, right? Like you're like, oh, we got that kill. It's like at that moment it's like, good, win rain, that's fine. You want to back up and think about what you do next. You don't want to chase after them because you will be moving towards the shrine, so maybe even Silencer shows up to the fight that time.
Yeah. Buyback's also so cheap for support, so it's not even like it's going to do major damage to Silencer.
Especially considering that 120 GPM talent is now online.
Oh yeah, he's on his way to his Hex. He's already got the Mystic stuff.
Meanwhile, what we really got on the other side, I mean, Wyvern, you've had that GPM talent for a while. Got something coming out. What we got? Just more woods. A sad, sad life of support. You can relate.
I'm liking that Wind and Rain are actually positioned for this Roshan. They're predicting it's going to be coming soon.
FlyToMoon on the low ground. Avalanche, toss in. Boogie, no, he's gone. Chrono out. BKB, Global Silence there. Looking on the PL. They might finally be able to kill off Arc. They've done it. Tiny. They'll try and Lotus to protect him, but Light Striker is there. Winner's Curse under the back line as well. FlyToMoon bit off more than they could chew. And one by one, systematically, Wind and Rain roll over FlyToMoon. Even on the side, they're chasing for the other kill. As Boogie, he bought back, he's chasing in. He even used the Dark Ascension to get across on the silence. He's had enough of this crap. Ogre lasts a while, but does go down. It's going to be a team wipe. Roche is up. Wind and Rain. They finally pull something back in their favor.
And again, FlyToMoon walked up into the high ground with no vision at all. Like, they're not respecting these high ground holds. Like, the first time, they were kind of lucky using signs to buy back. That was fine. The second time, they just get chronoed and wiped. Like, whew. The small thing about that play is, so the Night Stalker was standing on low ground in the river. His daytime vision is extremely small. So if that was, you have to do it because he's like your front line. But it's unfortunate he was like standing like low ground, right? Which meant he just insta died. But
all right,
it's a small thing, but still they get the wipe. It's very good.
Well, let's go to coach tips and perspectives here, right? Like, if you were the coach for FlyToMoon, do you like after this game you go back and find moments where they just done that ignorance to the high ground and just force them to watch it over and over and over again until you see the shame in their eyes?
As much as that sounds like a great idea, it doesn't work in practice. I would probably just, they already know in their minds why they're losing this game. So it's more like a, but remember when you walked the, when you took that bot fight and you won because you buyback? Yeah, that was pretty bad, but you still won, so it's kind of fine. You know when you done it again, top, and you kind of got team wiped? They're like, yeah, we already know, mate. It's like, good, can you not do it again? Like, you're alright, no worries. We'll try not to do it again.
It sounds very calm.
I know. As much as you'd like to, and if this is like real talk here, as much as like you want them to like really do it, if you actually force them to watch it over and over, they'd go insane. They're like, wow, we're really bad. We're so bad.
It's the fine line between like giving criticism and just demoralizing your own team, I guess.
Exactly. And you never want that, right? Like, no. These dudes are good Dota players. So
I think it's like, what was it? There was literally kind of, I think there's a book on coaching about this, about how he learned that. He was a tennis coach. He's like, the more I like highlighted the small errors, the worse the people got. But when I like chose broad strokes, they kind of filled in the small errors they were making by themselves.
Yeah, it can happen to that degree. Because if you waste your time on the small things, you're realizing like the bigger picture is actually what the issue is. It's like when people say, oh, we lost this game because we took a Roshan fight at 58 minutes. It's like, no, you lost the game because you TP'd bot lane at 7 minutes and couldn't take the top tower, right? Because then the whole game changed, right? It's like, those basically you just writing a story, and like the whole key point is like the first fucking I don't swear, sorry, first 20 minutes of the story.
Said it backwards.
Oh, I nearly did.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I'm allowed to, but
Chrono? I mean, this is Dota. Anything goes. I just choose not to. Now the BKB. PL has a lot of armor though. As the tree toss is coming out, Nefra has to back away. He made a mistake. Starting to heal up now. We've seen the satanic shenanigans before, but there is Cold Embrace to protect. Winner's Curse actually only goes out to the Illusions. They bait him out. Laguna there as well, but they're protected by the Glimmer Cave. She's eating. Boogie still chasing forward. Boy comes out. Gonna get arc pretty low. He might be able to finally finish this kill off with a gem keeping vision here. Needs one final hit, but now Dark Ascension runs out. There's the Void. They get the kill. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, nice ice path coming out. Tiny getting pretty low. Should be going down as Void while being controlled up. Should be able to do it. No! The toss! The crits! They bring him down. Nice blink away. Tiny will survive, but barely. And now they're trying to turn on them. Boogie, he needs to get out. Not enough health to work with. And Lena, she already left.
Tiny's gonna make the big play. Look at this Tiny. Oh, go on, buddy. You got this, man. The no HP player. Go, go, go.
Oh, no. They're going too far.
No.
Hannah had left. That was the problem, actually. I'm just trying to imagine this fight. Like, I get why Hannah left, but the moment Hannah leaves, you just hear that as Boogie. You're like, okay, guys, we need to go. We've done too much.
That was actually really good by the Tiny, by the way. The Void jumped him, and he was on really low HP. And normally what you do, you'd toss and just try and run away. What he done was he tossed, he then grabbed his the tree and just manned up right up and blew up the Void, sorry. It's like some people in that position would be like, all right, I need to survive. I need to toss him away from me and just run away. But he just was like, no, I got the damage, and he just killed him. Like if the Void was alive here, it'd be pretty scary because that would turn into like a tier 1 tower, maybe like another follow-up kill. But instead, they can actually hold the game, take away the Aegis, and sure, they're kind of throwing away their lead from this bad move, but they're getting in a decent spot to still control the game.
No, that's true. They kind of style that crap, and it's kind of showing the point we're getting to in this game, right? The PL is reaching that tank potential where he just becomes unkillable. And with Solar Crest and the Lotus, we saw how much he's done to enable that.
He still does suffer from the fact that the Night Stalker's carrying a gem.
Yes.
So his mechanism of surviving the Night Stalker was by buying a Shadow Blade, which now is somewhat countered. So he now needs to go for the Abyssal or a BKB to then be able to actually man up on the Night Stalker, keeping in place and just right-click him down, and or just BKB run away.
It does force Night Stalker into a situation, like he usually likes to be in a situation where he has gem. It's a really good hero for it. But when you pick up a gem, there's like a huge risk attached to that, right? So while Boogie keeps going so deep in these fights, we've seen how it can backfire. Luckily for him so far, the person it usually backfires on is either Nefrit or Hannah.
Well, luckily the way that the fights go is the PL wants to run into the fight, right? So the guy that you need to lock down is the guy who's already running at you. So it's not like you need to like dive to the back line to find this invisible hero that's gonna, I don't know, glibble you or black hole you or something, right? You're trying to find the invisible hero who's already in your midst. So it's fine. Like I think this pickup is really good. I think it's gonna potentially give them control in the next 5 to 10 minutes of the game.
You can already see he's going for a blink though. So Boogie, you know, you mentioned that the PL's coming to him, but he wants to go deeper.
Yeah. It's the whole point about Night Stalkers having a really good vision advantage. Like, even though the PL, like the PL wants to take the fight, like if he can get the initial jump, the PL doesn't have any way of actually getting away from him, right? Like he doesn't have this BKB or this like way of disconnecting him in the silence.
And you don't want to build a BKB because while it'll be great against Night Stalker, there's always that void.
Yeah.
Conundrum.
Pretty much.
So the question is, like, after this, do you think he's gonna just keep going with a Shadow Blade, or do you think you just switched out to something that bulks you up further? Like maybe a Sky.
I wouldn't be surprised if he tabbed out the treads and just kept like Bissell or BKB.
That's true. With Phantom Rush, he's got the range to just chase.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this Ogre's, he's Mr. Utility right now.
Holla holla a lot of dollar. He actually has the same net worth as the mid, Lena.
Oh.
They're pretty close to each other.
Pretty scary. Oh no!
BKB, Global Star's coming out, but AA getting low. Boogie trying to make sure he can't throw anything else. Always one fly is going to go down. Nefrit with the BKB, looking for a target right now. They do see the PL, they'll jump in. Bash out. Ice Bomb as well. Macropile throughout the chrono, nicely placed to ensure the easy kill on the PL. The back line though. Tiny tried for the kill on the Hannah, can't find it though. Light Striker 8 comes out. Yes, he got the kill onto the Jakiro, but not the high value one he was looking for. It's a double kill for Nefrit. The two big calls for FlyToMoon are down for 100 seconds. This is the opportunity Wind and Rain have been looking for to do something.
This is the third time FlyToMoon have gone to an area without controlling it. You can see here, they've used 2 sentries. They've got one here to get the low ground and make sure they own this area. But the most key thing about any hold of the map is these high ground spots. Like, this should be dewarded no matter what. They spent so long in there.
Well, the good news is anything they do is just nullified by the mistakes that Wind and Rain are making.
Dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, these fights should be so... it's scary for FlyToMoon, 100%. There's no way about like beating that, but they should never be fighting with no vision. Like they can. Oof. Ooh-wee.
Like it can be hard, right? Because you're against a Night Stalker, but that's why it's more crucial you try and like flank with these smoke plays and just try and use vision in the moment.
But they controlled this area already. This is the point I'm making. Is like they already had this area on lockdown, right? So it's like if they want to come up into them, it should be like you're coming up into our high ground. You're trying to get around us. We can get the jump on you. But instead, it's like they don't deal with the entire area, or more importantly, the critical areas. Then they retreat from the high ground, right? Because like initially the Night Stalker came in at daytime, right? They then ran to low ground areas, then tried taking the fight in like the low ground and a high ground area, like around here. Yeah. So I just feel right now FlyToMoon's team fights are a little bit sloppy for the last like 2-3.
Does it feel like
compared to like
impatience, maybe?
Maybe, yes.
They feel this need to make something happen instead of like we've seen top tier teams. They'll sit on that high ground, for example, for 30 seconds or whatever, especially when you're this close to Roche spawning.
Yeah, and Wind and Rain don't actually have a way to really scout up the high ground. They don't have this like illusion hero or like creep guy, like a Beastmaster type guy, you know? Like they have no way of actually checking the high ground. So they shouldn't be too scared, just as long as they're not clumped up together.
And now, look at this, Wind and Rain. Their reluctance may cost them in return as FlyToMoon goes straight towards the pit, and Wind and Rain are nowhere near to do anything about it.
This was good from FlyToMoon. This was just going to take the Roshan, no cares, it's daytime. Go. Sure, they have Night Stalker up, but they can do it so quick with the Solar Crest. And now they got now they got BKB on PL. This next fight is gonna be really scary. I'd like to see them move into this jungle area here, de-ward it, skip the waves, and then go for this bot rack. Because if they make the flank on the left-hand side, they'll be able to catch them.
Do you think maybe top is a safer option? It's a little bit pushed out right now, but I don't know. They seem to be allergic to that triangle.
This feels very weird right now. They're just running down mid for no reason.
I mean, the creep's coming close enough, so
I guess
it's the impatience again, right? Like, no, I'm not wasting any time pushing out that top. I'd rather just go straight for it. Now the jump in, avalanche. A little bit low on the toss. There's yours going to come out right now. Global Silence has been used. That's just for a Wyvern kill, though. Wyvern.
Very weird that it's able to work. Okay.
Well, Wyvern doesn't have buyback, though. This is the thing. They'll
I know. Yeah.
Tosses street. He's almost dead here. Now in trouble. They're going to get Boogie low. It looks like he's going to fall. Toss across. Boogie the buyback. Hannah. He got tossed so deep though. The BKB forced to fight. Light Striker 8 out of the 2. Laguna as well. Throws everything with the King to Seek, but it's not enough. Chrono's now going to be there. They'll finally get to kill the Silencer, but he's already blown his load. He's got nothing left to contribute to the fight. And Boogie chased on the back line. Will find always want to fly. Gem, he wants to retrieve that. He says, "You're not leaving with my toys." Buybacks galore. They're trying to do what they can. Tiny's going to be low. Eats the cheese to stay alive. Arc going to chase through though. Cannon dodge out. The Light Striker rate does have the Aegis still to work with, and needs towards the target. Hex going to be there. Ogre, it's smash time. The stuns are enough to bring down Jakiro. Dead for 110 seconds. No way back in. Buyback comes down to Silencer. Light Striker rate's going to be there. PL still can't get deep enough, and he'll heal up the Satanic. Not ready to give over that life yet. As they'll back up, they need to regen because Wind and Rain, they burn all their mana at that, and as a result, they'll lose the melee racks top, intact the whole lane.
Yeah, they just run in. Cool. That's
attrition. Good. Bums.
Yeah, just go in, fight. Good book. Yeah, that's great.
The classic throw your bodies.
Like, PL's now hit the point where it's like it's really hard to kill him. Like,
you mean level 25?
Yeah, BKB Satanic and an Aegis. Like, yeah, this is Wind and Rain's lineup was all about controlling, having just really good fights, and making sure that PL never got to this point.
Tiny. Oh, Hex coming out. They found someone behind. Nice. Still going way too deep. And this could be it. Winner's Curse going to come out. Nefrit trying to do enough damage here, but PL only down to half HP. See you later, Void. Buyback comes out. Looking next onto the Wyvern. Glimmer Cape gets her away, but what have you got left in the chamber, really? Chrono 50 seconds, but I don't think you got 50 seconds left in this game. Avalanche onto 2. Tossed up in the air. Hex on the side. They find the Wyvern as well. They'll jump in, find the kill Nalina. They'll flip around, looking for their second kill. Can they find it? Nefrit fighting back. We'll get Tiny low, but we'll die for it as the GG comes out. It looks like we're going to need a game 3.
Ooh-wee. Yeah. As congrats on FlyToMoon winning. I think they had a really good lead at the start of the game. They played their combo really well. The Tiny made so much space, making sure like from his first game his rotations were really poor, but this game he really picked it up. I just want to make sure like they shouldn't just go into the next game thinking, oh, that was a good win. They should probably just like quickly review like how they approach some of these team fights, because it was a little bit sloppy. There were times where this game was just way too back and forth, and yeah, but game 3, cool.
Yeah, no. I think for them, it's like you want to try and assess. Like you said, you know what you've done wrong. You know you shouldn't be taking these fights in this weird way.
Yeah,
but don't reflect on it too much. Like, have it as a point, but go, hey, we won. Like, we don't want to do
exactly.
what we've done wrong and make that the focus of everything here. We beat them.
Exactly. I think the breakdown of this game is literally just like, okay, we improved in our laning phase. We improved in our like, sure, our draft still has like the same holes as our first one, but we played this one a lot better. Just make sure that like, we play as a team when it gets to like the 25-minute mark. We make sure we always have our vision and we play in the right areas, because that's like the biggest issue. Other than that, this game 3 should be good. I think leaving the draft, it's going to be kind of clear who's going to be able to take it. I think these games are all about draft, I think, right now.
Yeah, I think like for Win and Rain, like biggest advice is maybe be in sync with what you want to do, because it definitely felt like through and through this game there were these timings, and it's like one person's ready to go and the other one's going, no wait, I need to farm this item. Like, give me like 2 more minutes.
I think this game's mainly on just on Nifrit. His first game, he was allowed to play a very slow game. He was able to do his own thing, just farm up, join when he's ready. But this game, there's always a bit more like pressure to play. He has to join these fights. He has to do something. And when he did join, he was just blown up a little bit, or he's picked off. Like, you think about like the 2-3 fights that Win and Rain did win, it was like they get the kill, but then the Void dies to the Tiny in top near their shrine. And then they get another 2-3 kills, but then the Void dies bottom as well, right?
Yeah.
It's like the difference between these two games is like the draft style is the same, but the performance on Nifrit was completely different. You have like God mode in one game, and then you just have like a decently farmed carry player in the next game, right? You don't have like the same in both. So
that's true. Like,
I think it's all about ensuring Nifrit gets a good game, and just making sure FlyToMoon play more cohesively as a team. That's okay. The 2 key points from both these teams.
No, I get where you come from. Like, the first game, it was kind of everyone was stacking around him. They were accepting that he was the key. In this game, it felt more like Hannah or Boogie was the key, and you had to follow them. Whereas maybe he was kind of on autopilot from the first game, where wherever he went, his team followed. So
yeah, exactly.
Both teams, things to think about as we head into game 3. We'll go to a break for a few minutes, ram some ads down your throat, and then we'll be back for the decider. 1-1's the score. FlyToMoon, Win and Rain. Who could take it? Honestly, at this stage, I think it'd go either way.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. We got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
Life is made up by special moments that touch us. A touch of genius, an inspirational touch, and a touch of magic. Some touches are simply unique. Euronics, a human touch in a digital world.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. Remember where you came from. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live the Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Very serious casters back here for a very serious game, as we are one apiece, ready for the decider between Wind and Rain and FlyToMoon. Now this one, chat, this one, folks, this one could genuinely go either way. I think we're in agreement on that, Robson. We've seen both sides assert dominance. Like the second game, it looked mixed, right? But was there really any doubt that FlyToMoon were just eventually going to win that one?
Ooh. I feel like you set me up to say a certain answer. I don't know if you're going to like my answer, but I feel like FlyToMoon set themselves up to win the game, but then Wind and Rain nearly came back, and then FlyToMoon then just won. So
5 seconds
they should have set themselves up for a win, but they just made it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, both teams were making pretty big mistakes, is like the fair takeaway, right?
Yeah, and you can see this game 3, they're like, yeah, we're going to go for like the same style. Like, you can already tell FlyToMoon have already locked in their bans against Wind and Rain now. It's like, we're banning out our tree, we're banning out the trees, so we're banning out the Marana and Chalk, get rid of this Kunka, whatever. Like, they've locked in their bans. Same with Wind and Rain, same 3 bans as in the second game.
But
so right,
this time, the illusion heroes are being removed. Wind and Rain, they've learned. They've gone, okay, we really had nothing to deal with that PL. Remove it. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Dire team pick.
However, you noticing one thing that hasn't appeared either side yet, but we saw in the first game, Robson?
What's that?
Pretty definitive. It kind of fit Nico's style. There's a Terrorblade. Maybe we see it again here?
It's all about time and place for that hero. So right now, depending on FlyToMoon's pick, you could pick up the Terrorblade. You got this Ogre that can just sit in the lane. You got Wyvern who can push out, like, the Wyvern can then sit in the lane after when the TV goes jungle. The Ogre can always be like a front line like the Night Stalker. So potentially it can be a good pick, that's for sure.
Hold on a sec, Robson.
100% dependent on the next pick.
You went a bit robot, so let's restart the call. Alright. Don't worry, guys. It's totally fine, guys. I've got rid of Robotnik, T-Governor, and I brought back real. Yeah, no, you're real now. You're the real T-Governor.
Nice. I hate those imposters. They come up so frequently.
Yeah, they kind of malfunction after like 2 hours though, so you always catch them out.
I see. All right.
Limited clones.
So, I have no idea what part of my point was taken, but I'll go from somewhat the beginning. So it's like the TB pick can be good depending on what this next FlyToMoon pick is. It's all about pretty much if there's like some lifestealer pick or some like I guess no burst damage type style of pick, you can get it. Like they already have the Wyvern that can sit in the lane when the TV goes jungle. You've now actually in this draft, you've got another frontliner in the Ogre. So the Night Stalker doesn't have to be the one always running in first. It means during daytime, you've got a tanky guy that can always go first. Because the issue is if your frontline's the Night Stalker, in day, you have no way of actually finding out where the enemy is without wards. Because he has such small day vision, it's really hard. And you saw that when in the last game, when they went for that gank and they had the option of AA or Tiny, they had to go on the AA because they didn't see the Tiny, right?
Yeah.
Potentially. They might have saw him. I believe they saw him, but still.
I think it was a bit awkward to see. It looked like it would have been on the edge, if anything, because Tiny, he didn't fully lurk in towards the stairs. But But even then, like in that situation, you want to try and look for more. I guess the smoke was running out.
Yeah. And you can see here, FlyToMoon actually learned, because the last time that they picked up the Tiny in this position when they had their second pick, they flexed the Tiny to the end so they could find out where it was going because they picked their carry. But this time they just pick their offlane and go, all right, we just need to pick a good hero. We don't need to do some cute play, because if we pick a bad carry here, they'll just Terrorblade us, right? So the Sanking pick, it's a deterrent from Terrorblade, just because it's a good laner. It can actually punish the TB, and it can always push out lanes. So it's all around a very good pick, and I like how they've actually adapted their drafting style from the last time that they from the start of the series.
That's pretty good. It'll pressure the out lanes is one thing. It also gives them a lot of team fight. The cookie cutter carry.
Nice.
Always
would have been like the most wild of heroes. It'd be like okay in lane, but then it's like that'd been some real suicidal stuff actually. It'll either be like really good or really bad. But yeah, Jug, just very classic pick. Can lane against Sanking. Can naturally builds Manta, all these items to deal with the
10
global.
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
So again, another well-rounded draft from Wind and Rain.
5 seconds.
It's kind of like FlyToMoon are adapting to what Wind and Rain is doing. At this stage, they've picked something that, like, I wouldn't say Juggernaut really has any amazing counters per se. He's not like super powerful. You can enable him with certain supports, but it's probably I'd say right now it's either the top or top 2 safest carry picks in the game.
So it's like the equivalent of picking like a leaner mid. It's just a dude, you know?
Yeah, it's a generic pick.
Sven's not like a big hero right now, so like the classic counter to Jug's not in. So it's perfectly fine. I think I like the way that FlyToMoon's got their draft now. They've got they've got more stuns, mainly from all their last drafts. Like they're relying on this global again, which is still pretty good this game. Like there's a very big window where if the Jug doesn't have a good game, because the Sanking can actually get very much punished in this lane, where a silencer doesn't actually help the Sanking. Like if you stun with Sanking, you don't really have much follow up. So depending on how they play this lane, the Sanking could either get really punished or really fat. It's going to go like either way. So depending on that, if the Sanking gets a quick Veil Blink and they pick a really active carry, they could play like a really high tempo game.
And Wind and Rain so far have a pretty good enabler lineup. So Juggernaut, usually the concern is that you fall behind. It's not really a hero that does much if his net worth isn't equal or above. But when you've got an Ogre Magi, a Night Stalker who might build on a Solar Crest, you've got plenty of ways to make him Juggernaut.
Yeah, I would say the only issue right now on Wind and Rain is like their only like big team fight is like a curse. The rest of their stuff's very single target. The Night Stalker can sit on one hero. The Ogre's only really going to enable. He doesn't actually do much in terms of the game. Like, sure, he has like stun multicast, but he should be the 5 here, unless they're doing some like Night Stalker mid situation and they pick a offlaner, or they put the Ogre offlane and pick another support. I just feel that in terms of just pure team fight, FlyToMoon win it on this front. And the fact that they have last pick for carry, it should set FlyToMoon up for a better draft.
Okay. There's the Bitcoin trophy. We get Night Stalker mid. Yes.
Hold it.
I mean, you could get an Axe mid, but unlikely. Probably Night Stalker. I love this though, because let's be honest.
Slot could be good. I think Slot could be very good here.
Well, the thing I was going to say is like a recurring pattern of this series has been the mid wanting to gank a lot. And this is the perfect fit. The Night Stalker is actually able to do that pretty well at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, it does. He will have his levels. He'll be able to move around the map. Luckily the mid matchup that you see, the Tiny, it doesn't take your tower too quickly, so you're not going to be punished too much from leaving your lane. It's not like you're suddenly going to have like a Lean or someone, right? They can, as soon as they see you leave, they push out the lane and they're already hitting your tower, like a Pugner as well. You don't have that. So in terms of just pure 1v1, the Night Stalker's not going to be too punished when he does leave the lane. I just think right now, if FlyToMoon pick like a very active carry, Wraith King, sure,
okay,
yeah, that's also perfectly fine. Like, so the Axe is going to have a decent lane. I think he might get punished a little bit from if he plays inside the lane. If he skips, then it should be fine. The only issue is you don't have a Mirana this time round, so the Undying won't feel too pressured when he gets to zone the Axe. So it's basically be like a trade-off, which is the Wraith King can farm on the tower. It's not too comfortable compared to a Lifestealer, but should be fine like in the first game. So I think this game is really
yeah, it's pretty even on draft. Like, especially like the Wraith King, because I've talked to Caps about it before. They're like, why do you pick Wraith King? I go, well, you know, there's a risk that my carry's going to die. This is a very safe option. It's pretty obvious when you hear it, but it's like, it makes sense against these heroes, especially.
Yeah, I think FlyToMoon's draft is overall better in terms of they got team fight, they have initiate, they've got a carry, which when he gets to 20 should be able to be fine, because obviously the Jug could go for a build where he goes like Mjolnir, Diffusal, this type of build. I don't think it's that good, but it could be done if they're winning the game and they just want to get rid of the Wraith King. But yeah, like right now, Wind and Rain, it's like the entire game is about the initiate, right? It's like we do the axe pull. If you're jumping on a Wraith King, you're not going to be killing him. He's just going to respawn and then potentially kill you. So
a fair point. So one apiece. Decider is needed between FlyToMoon and Wind and Rain. We'll see who can actually take it, because there is definitely merits for both sides drafts, right? Like, I think it would be fair to say that when you look at Wind and Rain, there is a clear focus on sustain, right? You've got all these bulky heroes, then you've got layers of heals with the healing ward, with the cold embrace. So there is maybe a pressure on FlyToMoon to find a pick off quickly. Like, if you get stuck in these attrition battles, Wind and Rain should in theory have an advantage there.
Yeah, I think potentially, yes. I think the issue with Wind and Rain, though, is like in their fight is very much like we curse, we cool, we omni, and then we're kind of already out of our team fight, right?
Yeah.
So whilst FlyToMoon, they've got Tombstone, they can take this delayed fight. Even if you're healing, if you put Tombstone down, zombies are building up. You've got this big burst damage on Tiny, you've got Initiate on Sand King. Like, this game is purely who takes the lead, leaving laning phase, might be able to take more map control and then choke out the opponent. So
yeah,
or starve the opponent, but still.
Like if Wraith King, for example, could get a quick time on his Radiance, it should dominate the game, because you know you're wholly reliant really on this Omni Slash to kind of brutalize someone at the start of a fight. And if you have to ignore the Wraith King, and he does get that Radiance at a good time, then you're gonna be punished pretty hard.
Yeah, this game's entirely based on like you have to ignore the Wraith King pretty much the entire game and just kill everyone else. Like if you ever get on the back line with Night Stalker X with an Omni Slash, they will die. So the fights are like, why even just curse the Wraith King, kill everyone else, then kill the Wraith King? Like if they're ever jumping the Wraith King, it's because he's either wildly out of position or they're trying to lose the fight.
Trying to all right. Consciously, they're not aware of what they're doing.
I'm about some like mid-game fight here. Obviously not laning phase. You can jump
yes.
back.
Like laning phase. I think that's the best way to do this, right? Like if you heavily pressure Arc to begin with, and then you don't have to worry about him in the mid game having great timings on the Radiance and maybe late mail or whatever else he wants to go for. But however, the harassment battle will begin. Or a decent damage on the effort. How do you feel about like Ogre versus Undying as like harassment supports? Because you do have a lot of natural regen on Ogre.
In terms of builds alone, I think Ogre will lose this one. I think Undying's build is a little bit better to actually sustain this one.
Oh, Jug? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Someone forgot what Decay does.
This man is gone. Yeah.
Still could be an anti-hero with armor, but
yeah, this lane is all about like who gets the first kill, right? Because if the Jug gets the first kill on Sand King, he's gonna feel threatened. But now Sand King got the first kill, he's gonna feel a lot more confident.
Nefert did at least get level 2, but I mean Jug's not an insane hero for the level 2 power spike, right? At the moment we do see a lot of heroes get picked that once they hit level 2, that's when they kill. The FlyToMoon proved that doesn't matter.
Level 3 and 5 is Jug's power spike.
Yes. And like in fairness, a lot of heroes function that way. Does it feel like these days we see a lot more heroes that get huge power spikes at 2, like Ogre Magi, for example? Or Axe?
I'd probably say, in terms of this lane, I'd say Undying probably has the best power spike in this matchup right now. Just because obviously Soul Rip and Decay is a lot better than any of these 4 heroes.
True. I mean, Sand King, you could see some cheap combo Cosmic Finale, but there's no point. And look at the damage. Nefra, the right clicks might kill him alone. Always want to fly. He's going to die for this.
He's going to commit. It's fine, yeah.
Yep. One punch. Got this K coming off cooldown. See you later. All right.
And that was the power spike I was mentioning. It's insane.
Remember how we were talking about really Jugs and how they have to be ahead? Or like, they kind of don't have relevance?
This Sand King is not going to be too scared now. Like, the lane's pushing into him this entire time, so...
It's also this issue of, like, the cooldown of Blade Fury, right? Like, he comes back, there is an opportunity to harass him. However, Undying He's like, okay, I need a mana reset. Let me get rid of myself. Ogre gets the gold, sure, but you really want that gold on Jug.
I'd like to see the Undying buy a sentry as well and come back to lane with that. Just secure the Sand King to have a good game. Like, even though Sand King's got level advantage, he still can't really sandstorm too much, because once the Jug does hit level 3, the Blade Fury is going to do a little bit of damage to him. He's going to feel a little bit pressured
Always
if they go on him together.
Has now rotated towards top. He's identified, okay, Sand King, he should be fine here, right? I can just leave him alone for the most. He wants to try and secure the Wraith King now, which we did mention early on might be Wind and Rain's focus, is just to try and shut Arc down. So far, not a bad job. Question is, I mean, didn't we see this the first game? Always want to fly versus Boogie on these exact heroes, and it felt pretty lackluster from the Undying?
A little bit, yeah. I feel like if he continued playing bottom, he could shut out this Jug. But now all Jug's going to do is just free farm bot lane. So he's applied like 3 minutes of pressure and then just giving him free farm. So it's like if you could give him like 5 to 6 minutes of pressure and then rotate away, then I think it'd be better. But
okay though, Flo is doing things alone. He's got the mango.
Oh.
There it is, stun through. Nice solo kill.
But again, as much as this is a solo kill, it still doesn't matter in terms of the Jug's game. The Jug's now like level 4, really hitting level 5 after like next 2 creep waves. Like, they're kind of running like 2 supports right now. The Sand King's not like greeding it out.
Yeah, and also, you know, when you pick this Undying, there is a pressure on you to make things happen early and keep that going. Right now, if anything, it's just he's here to remind Wind and Rain that they can't kill Arc. He's not really doing much else.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't die.
Frustrating Boogie a little bit. Boogie's lost a lot of strength here, so he'll finally have to back away, but he has that self. And now, Ogre coming on through. He's going to die for Slayer here. And there's no way Silencer lives. He will go down. Wraithfire Blast comes out, but Ogre is a tanky boy. Always want to fly, not looking so tanky anymore. Down to 30 HP. And he tried to get the deny because of that battle hunger. Does have the soul rip just about. Runes. Oh, Arc actually gets it. Flo should be able to get both ones too. Ogre Magi overextends and will die for it. Didn't give over the int though. And he does make it to the shrine, as Hannah did come up as well. So this is the party lane now. Meanwhile, the bot lane is the AFK farmers.
Sand King's farming up, Jug just chilling, loving life too. Yeah.
As you said, like, you know, you stop applying that pressure and all of a sudden Jug doesn't feel so bad about how the first 2 minutes went.
Like, he doesn't even care that he died. His deaths now mean nothing to him and his game. He's now back to normal.
Meanwhile, Wraith King is just sitting here and going, why is there a party in my lane 24/7, guys? Well, there's an argument that Always Want to Fly brought that party to you. And now it will never leave.
It's true. He technically did.
Wraith King, how about the cool? Just decent damage on him. I mean, he doesn't really have much in the way of regen left. Yes, he's got 1 point in the Vampiric Aura, but you're in an Axe lane. When do you ever get a chance to hit creeps?
But this is the downfall of the way that FlyToMoon does draft. They are picking these supports that don't have any wave clear. They're going for like mid-game team fight / lane and winners, right? So it naturally means that they don't actually have, like, the Wraith King can't just go jungle, right? Because you're going to instantly use your tower, and you can't just give away a free tower in Dota. Like, that is like by far, it's like a sin.
They're doing sinful things to Boogie right now. We better walk away. God, did that hurt though. He knows he's gonna die. He can just waste a bit of time though. Or is he? He can TP.
He's got battle hunger, move speed. He's shuffling away. He's good.
They give up. And I think it's interesting, like what you're saying is, like, you think about the way that teams drafted a lot of the time now. They're kind of like, okay, this is our strength, but we have a fallback plan. And in FlyToMoon, it kind of feels like, should we call it traditional, like 4 or 5 years ago, where it's like you had a plan. If it didn't work out, you lost the game. There wasn't really a hard comeback, if that makes sense. And FlyToMoon keep drafting this way. It's like, basically, we destroy the lanes, and if we don't destroy the lanes, we don't really have any way of recovering.
Well, I think this game they have the way, they have their farmers, right? The Wraith King will be able to flash from jungle. I just think, like, from the game that they played, they just lack. They lack the execution. One support to sit in the lane. I think sure execution was second game, but this game's just difficult because everything has to sit top. That's the key thing from this game.
That's a fair shout. Like, a lot of teams have shifted towards this. Mike 4 can be really greedy. He'll farm up later. And Slayer, he was going to be farmed up. I don't think the Skelly Bros help the Mana arc. They kind of make it worse. Ogre does go down, though, in the mid. It's his move to make. Was he trying... I think he was trying to get the ward down behind the tower. Oh. Dark Ascension. Hey, we brought dust to the party. Flo. Just going to dance here. He should be a little bit more worried for his life, but he realizes it's over now.
He, I believe he could have just TP'd because he got voided straight away.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of panic, maybe.
That's fine.
Reincarnation
Whatever.
was used top. Boogie will go down. Nikwa should be able to walk away. Barely, though. They might die for this. Careful not to go too deep, though. All right, that was a good kill. They did use the reincarnate, but they did get the kill on Dax. So, all in all, not too bad. Hannah in the mid lane. Avalanche trying to jump in with the DD, but oh, fear not. Ogre is here to save the day.
Yeah, this the Tiny did win mid. He's the
predominantly actually.
Yeah, the Stalker went bottom. Like Stalker went bottom. Sure, he gets the kill, but it took 2 cores to do it. Whilst he's able to just sit mid and farm up. So it's like these rotations, as much as like it's good to have this nice Stalker mid, you need to make sure it like leads into something, right? You need to get the kill, which leads into a tower, or you need to get a kill, which leads into like actual like pressure on the map.
And it feels like he spent a lot of the night just running around, not really being able to do too much. And you see him now running top. And the problem is...
It's because his build, he had no boots for the first like nighttime. He had like braces and he didn't have like the phase boot kind of dominant build.
True. Meanwhile,
he just went for the, I don't want to die to the Tiny laning phase build.
That's true. And then like you look at the Tiny, well, this hero has so much damage, he doesn't really need to like... Oh, and same with strength, he doesn't need to bulk up. So you just go straight for the phase boots and can just assert full dominance on CS.
Again, it's not a bad thing because he understands like his hero will do work, so he can just chill the first night.
They are getting ready to fight here. This is just mirror movement. So Hannah's like, no, screw it, we're done here. Wraith Fire Blast not quite there in time. Tombstone does get thrown down. Yeah, they want to commit hard on this. Wyvern gets clipped. And he will go down. Call under 2 and the creep wave is decent. He can get the Wraith King kills, no reincarnate, and he knows that Boogie. Trying for this. Where's the damn spins though? Oh, did he just cancel the dunk? I think he did. That's going to cost him dearly.
Out of range.
Oh, he's going to go down for this. Double kill for Slayer. Ark lives to fight another day. And Hannah's rotation. I mean, he gets a rune. But that's it.
Again, much better rotations. You can see how the Tiny rotation led to 2 kills. Shrine, no care. But the Night Stalker rotation was like a kill on his own side of the map. And then just running back to mid. Like you can see how like when you look at the 2 rotations, it's a lot. They're both good, but just one's a little bit more better, a little bit better than the other.
There seems to be a heavy fixation from the Sanking as well. Whereas the real issue you need to address is arguably the Wraith King, the Tiny. Like yes, Sanking will be a problem, but it's kind of one of those inevitabilities that Sanking will farm, right? It's not really a hero you will ever shut down.
It really depends again, like the laning phase, right? If like if the Sanking had died once or twice in laning phase, he'd feel really scared to come to lane. Like the Ogre just showing, with the sentries down, like they never dewarded the sentries, right? So if the Jug had level advantage, then sure the Sanking would struggle in the game, but they didn't. The Sanking got the first 2 kills, and now his game is fine. He's just gonna keep farming up, get his Blink Dagger, and then play off the timing of Blink Dagger.
And as a result, Wind and Rain in this scenario where someone has to go mid, otherwise it's a wasted lane, and whoever goes mid just finds themselves on 1/3 HP in an instant due to this Tiny.
Yeah,
Who's
one
going
combo
in
is gone.
And Ogre did a little bit too far forward and dies for it. The good news is there's no catapult to push in the tower. The bad news is Tiny's getting ever fatter.
That is true, and there will be a... I believe that Sanking and Tiny will have Blink Daggers within like 2 to 3 minutes of each other. Obviously Tiny getting his first, and at that point it's then very scary. Sure, Jug can survive these like these spell damage heroes, but if you get the initiate on him, unless he's really quick on his fingers, he will be dying.
There's a good read by Nefra as well. He realizes wherever they're gone, they must be trying for a kill into me. So just got his drums, TP straight top. Sanking will mirror him, but now Wraith King, he's in the bot lane. He can push this in. Still Skelly Bros, but the problem is Nikwa. One of the more annoying heroes in the game for your split push opportunities is Winter Wyvern.
But it's really good as well from the Sanking is like the only way that they can push towers is if the Jug is there.
Speaking of Jug,
always want to fight dying.
Yep.
Potentially.
There's a big fat crit. But it's Omni Slash
again,
used on the support, so you're kind of happy with that.
But the Sanking is always mirroring the Jug, keeping these lanes pushed out. So as much as Jug is farming up, they're never getting like any tower damage. So this is really good from the way that like, they're playing on the map right now.
Playing pretty deep in the bot lane. Arc does see a target and realizes he needs to get out. TP's coming in and Boogie moving forward. Dark Ascension as well. They're trying to chase and catch the second kill and they'll be able to find it. Cool controlled Arc up. He's got Reincarnate. Global Silence. Raking down once. Slayer trying to TP away. He'll just about get out. One more hit would have done it. Now Arc, he's been left behind. He's got a TP. How do you use it here? There's too many layers. And he realizes it as he will fall. And, oh, bonus skill. Always want to fly. Just got back on the map. They're going to send him back to his found. Arc is running away, but there's the dunk. They'll find the Undying on the side for his trouble as well. Wait, Slayer? What are they doing?
Wait, what? Oh no.
All right, the Conga line of death, but there's the blink in.
Daytime Sanking's here. Oh, that's
Strike
good.
flow goes in. He did pre-charge the epicenter. Decent damage, gets the Noga kill. Wait, he did? Yeah, what? All right.
He Power Strike Sandstorm, then cancelled it. That's fine. But yeah, this is actually really bad for FlyToMoon because like they play off of the Sanking and he's dying bottom now.
Okay.
Yeah, the Sanking's job was just to push out top lane, right? And just keep sitting there. But then they try and make this really aggressive move bottom. When you know your Sanking can't come bottom, he doesn't want to. He wants to stay top. So you forcing bottom, 1, it forces your global, 2, it forces your Sankey TP down here. And you might not get this tower. You shouldn't be able to get this tower. There's no damage. So it's like this Jug continues to farm. So this move by the by the Wraith King, sorry, and the Silencer was really, really bad.
Yeah, just let's Juggernaut into your jungle now and look at the net worth. He's actually starting to build a lead.
Yeah. This game needed to be like a slow kind of just push out lanes, wait for our blinks, and then we can smoke and maybe get a pick off.
Oh no. Always want to fly.
Oh no.
Disappearing a bit quickly here. The big crits, the spin comes out. No strength steal for you. They might get the toss with the avalanche here, but Hannah is ready with the crippling fear just in case. There's a pretty reserved crippling fear. Scared of those tosses.
And the Wraith King still doesn't have Midas, so this is quite a scary spot for FlyToMoon.
Yeah, like the brace I kind of get, but then stopping off with the Bassi as well has really cost him. Meanwhile, bot lane, Tiny felt confident, but now he needs to get him away. They might get a kill to Nequel, but they're going to lose some before. With the DD active, they can find the kill on that Tiny. A good trade for Wind and Rain, but they'll find more. Flow, spot, the dust means he can't hide. Global Silence was used. You'll keep Flow alive, but you don't get any kills off it. That measly Wyvern at the beginning. And you didn't even pick up your own bounty as Hannah sees it. He's waiting. Oh, he's trying to bait them. They realize they've scanned it.
Yeah.
Just a sad face for Hannah right now. It's like, come on, guys. I just wanna murder people. It's
you wanna come here? Oh.
Come on.
Kill, yeah.
Oh, they're gonna smoke. Epicenter being charged up.
Nice.
Blink in. Neferet's been caught. Might go down. The healing wall couldn't keep him up and alive. However, Hannah is still here. He's like, all right, time for vengeance. It was a bait all along. Expensive bait. They'll get Undying. They need more though. Slayer, a little bit too far away.
Still make pace. Tiny's here. They can still go.
Yep. Wyvern. It's got the winner's curse, but the avalanche should stop him from using it. The toss up ensures that he just dies. Mid though.
Yeah, and this was the timing that FlyToMoon had to pay for. It's really good. Really strong timing.
Buy the Midas. Buy the Midas. There you go. Okay. It's still awkward, but at least he bought out the Midas.
It's actually, this is not too bad. He bought Midas, he took the tower, got tower gold, and his ult was on cooldown, so he didn't actually waste his ult there as well. So as much as it's a bad, like, death, it's still not the worst death. You can see positives from it. And they're able to take bot tower as well, so.
They do lose the mid-tier one, though. Maybe not. They're TPing right now.
Potentially. The Sanking can get there.
The Orca part though is he doesn't have the epicenter and they know that.
But they're TPing to the shrine so that the Wraith can get the shorter TP on the tower as well. So they are looking to take this fight just from TPs alone.
There it is. TP coming in. And they'll back away. They'll respect it. But there's the stun on it too. Nicely done with the Veil as well. Juggernaut getting pretty low. Will spin away. Dust as well thrown out. Ogre Magi able to escape. Oh, they almost get the Ogre. With the damage from the Soul Rep. Chase in. Tiny just wants one little tickle. It won't be enough. The toss through will. Boogie. Still no Blink Dagger. The curse will ensure that you can't even chase.
That was so close for them to layer their stuns. It's unfortunate.
They're going to go back in. Power Strike in. Nice look at the target. It's night time, but it's actually fight time ironically for them. Global Silence is going to be there, but Nice Talker protected by the Winner's Curse. They do have the Omni Slash to work with. They're thinking about using, they're going to hold it. Spin instead will be able to get rid of Sand King. He's trying to move away with the Burrow Strike. Turns around and accepts his fate. Decent kill as well, though. Nikwa, I'll go for him.
That's just a good curse, good disengage.
Most importantly, they keep Hannah alive for the time where he should be the one doing the killing. And they're back to that tier 1 mid.
Dire's middle tower
This time, they refuse to leave without it. Avalanche on the back line with the toss as well. Gets rid of Nikwa.
Position.
And he went pretty deep, but as you said, out of position. Stun's going to be there. There's a cool launch too. And they'll turn. They'll try and spin on the both of them. Going to be breaking down once. They can turn around the Tiny. They do have the Omni Slash to work with, and they'll throw it out. Just to ensure that this mid-Tiny falls. But no, always want to fly. He tanks it for him. He reached the creep wave. They're pinging. They're still chasing for this. They need to get close enough. But the silence is there for Hannah. And on the back line, Slayer does take down the Ogre Matcher. They'll finally get rid of Tiny. Now there's Blink in. Trying to do enough. Sand King does get the Burrow Strike out, but it's too late. Tiny's dead. Nephil back away. Epicenter being charged up with Blink forward now, but Flow, he can't get close enough. Hannah a little bit too quicker. We'll be able to escape.
No zombies on the Night Stalker, yeah. Whew.
That was a series of awkward chases, but
that was a weird one because like teams really want to defend the mid tower because it is like the most crucial tower in the game. But the way that they defended it was like I don't think they can, and sometimes you have to give up on what like is the normal practice. And your Sand King was alive in 20 seconds, so I think in that scenario you just have to push out side lanes and accept that you're going to lose mid tower. And again, this boils down to the fact that you don't have any heroes that can push out lanes other than Sand King in Sandstorm. Oh, Jesus. And then maybe the Tiny doing like an Avo toss combo on the creep wave.
It's true. I think it's like what's it called? It's where you like you bet 200 and then you're okay with betting 100. No, it's okay. We ignore this. It's just an undying. There's nothing irregular about this. He's just returned to his game 1 state. Always want to fly with 6 deaths. He's got quite a few kills though.
Dire's top tower is
Boogie. Oh, he is deep. There is going to be a price to pay for this. He did see them though throughout the call. Trying to stay alive. Actually holds on to it in the end. The battle hunger means that Tiny can't run away. The global silence is going to be used, so they might back up now. They did use the Dark Ascension, but they should at least try and get this tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, the Wraith King does farm.
Wow.
Yeah, he does. He does hit the creeps.
Almost like we've been wanting him to do this for a while. I mean, with the Midas now, look how close he's getting to that radiance. This is not bad. He's caught up. Which puts more pressure on Nephil.
These games are really close. Even though it feels like momentum shifting like in Wyndham Rain's favor, the game is still very close. It's just dependent on how Tiny alive. Yep.
They're just frustrating him. They realize they can't kill.
Yeah, it's all about how they defend their towers and approach like certain situations. Right now, it feels like they're just
Radiant are scanning.
running at them without any real purpose. When in reality, they can just like ward up, wait, get pickoffs when needed, smoke. I haven't seen them use like a really successful smoke yet.
Yeah, they just seem to be hanging back. And I think... Oh, winner in. Hello again. Nikwa will just be able to fly away. He's got past level 10 now, so... Doesn't matter whether he lives or dies. He makes his money either way.
Again, this move is like, potentially is really bad because they've got the axe showing top. And you can assume Wraith King's bottom, so... This play, even though it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna get the Wyvern, it's like, in reality, this could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and even if you get that Wyvern, it's not the most valuable kill. Saying that, though, Ogre Magi, yeah, go. He's finally got to level 10. I was about to say, he was lagging behind a bit here. So GPM talents online, and, you know, this does matter a lot when you look at the support matchups, right? Because Sansa, he gets a big one, but he has to reach level 15. And then Undying, not really a hero who ever tends to get money, no matter how the game goes.
No, yeah, this Undying will probably have the same items for the next 20 minutes.
Bad life. He should be happy he's got upgraded boots.
Like, ideally, like they're smoking into Dark Ascension. It's like,
oh,
this could be very scary.
And a high ground
but if they
situation.
pick off, it could be really good.
Like, they've got vision, but look at where it is. It's on the high ground. They might try for a long wraparound, but Nephrit might break that smoke.
If they combo the Wyvern, they could take the fight. I think it's really crucial that you get rid of this, like, yeah, just the fact that he can curse and heal and all this. Is...
Oh. Wind and Rain.
Instrumental.
They were looking towards Wraith King, but he's backed away. So there's no pincer now for FlyToMoon. It's all in on this. Dark Ascension activated.
Radiant's top tower.
They're chasing in. Uh-oh.
I saw the Sand King with the night vision.
Yep, flow, Burrow Strike. We'll be able to TP out. They can't stop him. Just out of range.
Yeah, it was on cooldown as well.
Oh, yeah, because he mistimed it with the Ags. And he's TPing top. Maybe you catch Undying.
Oh.
What's... All right.
Undying trying to skip top wave with Tombstone. Cool.
Should make it obvious, but the problem is Hannah, Dark Ascension is running out for him. So nothing found for that, either side. Or is it? Bot? Nephra will get away.
Yeah. There's no follow-up stuns.
Everyone seems a little bit too splintered in these moves.
This is their timing right now, though. There's 2 minutes with no Night Stalker ult. It's daytime. They have high ground vision. Like, they should be able to hold this area, take bot tower, and get any kill that they want.
Ogre, that'll be the open up, but the Winner's Curse is there to save the day. And they're setting up. They want to do this right now. Global Sun's going to come out, though. Juggernaut does have the Mancer to work with. He's holding on to it, though. Feel too pressured.
Fine. That was pretty good.
I mean,
they needed to do that, otherwise they'd get Omni Slash. They had the protection down. There was no stun for Sand King to get away.
It was decent because you got the Global Silence out of them. Like, they had the option to walk away, but they realized, okay, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Worst case scenario, we force something bigger out of them, and we lose a pretty underleveled Ogre.
If they didn't global there, they wouldn't be able to take this bottom tower, because, like, one hero would or should be dead. So it's the trade-off is, like, we use our big spell, but we secure ourselves, like, a little bit more room on the map.
And now top. They find someone secluded and all alone. Hannah. They'll stop and brought down. Getting pretty low. He's tanky, though. Might be able to just about walk this off. The problem is he gets slowed again, and the Crippling Fear won't save you. FlyToMoon, starting to seem a little bit methodical. It seems that Wind and Rain are now the ones kind of feeling pressure to make plays that they can't connect to in time.
They're playing off of their Blink Daggers really well now. They had good vision. They used the smoke to get it out. And yeah, like it's their kind of power spike. The Night Stalker, again, it's daytime. He pretty much is a creep at this point, so...
And this is with 4 heroes. It's going to now start to turn to 5 because Ark just got the Radiance. So he can now fight.
He can now start playing, yeah.
Wow, what a great hero. You have to get 10k net worth to play the game.
But when you do get it, poor blimey.
There's something beautiful about when you get that relic on Wraith King. Just one big crit feels godly all of a sudden.
It's when he does the spin as well.
Oh, yeah. Did you used to prime that? Because you used to be able to farm jungle, right? And the spin was the easiest way to like try and stop command on attacks to just insta clear creeps. It was so stupid. He was the Marauder of 2018.
Never forget. Now this is really scary. Like, it's about to turn nighttime. Like, FlyToMoon understand that that's why they're holding the high ground.
Hannah? Dark Ascension pretty early.
But...
And they're trying to backstab here, but they need to be careful. This feels really awkward going to the high ground still. Boogie's waiting back. Nefret is leading the way. Nefret switching his Javelin right now. They will get rid of the Tombstone. Now's their time to shine. Avalanche toss coming out. Hannah will use the Crippling Spear. Chases to the back line, though. They're trying, but Nefret, Omni Slash is there onto the 2 supports. We'll be able to find them both. The Winner's Curse. Now the Epicenter on the side. Trying to do enough work, but Nefret chasing down with the spin. He's going to commit for this kill to Slayer, and he'll be able to find it pretty easily. There's going to be a TP to try and help. Global Silence is there. Avalanche try and get Tiny out in time. They've lost 2 already, and now Nefret stunned up. No easy way to escape this. He chose his fate. They can't actually hit the healing ward, though. They'll finally get it, but he lives, and they find the kill into Tiny. Juggernaut tanky, Juggernaut by time, Juggernaut smash. All of these things worked out. And as a result, what looked like maybe an awkward Dark Ascension equals a brilliant fight for Wind and Rain.
Unfortunately, the Tiny had blinked into the fight there, so like he couldn't just instantly just get out. So it kind of half forced the supports to feel like they needed to stay around a little bit longer, which then meant the Jug could get the double Omni Slash. So I think that's just like one guy was like, oh, let's go fight. The others, they're just not on the same page really, I feel, in this situation. But again, it's not the worst. Like, sure, you lost 2 supports in your mid, but you did take top tower. They didn't actually get any vision in the area because you can already see Undying spammed a lot of sentries and made sure he's covered like the key spots. So sure, it's a couple of deaths, but the timing of FlyToMoon still not changed too much.
No, it's still about this Wraith King, and if you can allow him to keep on farming, now that he actually has the core items, he can actually get the gold not off the creeps, but also off the heroes. And you can already see it. Wind and Rain, they understand, you know? we need to keep this pressure up, especially considering it's nighttime. We should always be looking for more.
Oh, this is very scary right now.
I know it's actually pinched here. He doesn't realize it just yet. Instead, straight on to Tiny. They're malfering pretty quick. Ark trying to run help, but the call's going to be there. Boogie. Make sure that Tiny cannot respond as he does go down. Nice stun coming through onto 2 heroes. The winner's curse going to be there, though. They'll get rid of the tombstone, and they'll prep for a fight because they're all stacked now. Sand King trying to get away. The call again. Boogie on point with the plays. Sets up the big kills. And Rave King doesn't want to come back. He wishes he could just stay dead. He's got a Midas that he will never get a chance to use and a tower that will not see the daylight.
Radiant's middle tower.
This might even be a tier 3. In fact, it will definitely be a tier 3.
Dire's top tower.
And I just think that's what happens. Like when you see like FlyToMoon was doing these exact plays like 3.5 minutes ago. Like daytime blink daggers aggression, cool. As soon as it gets to nighttime, it flips. When right now the strongest team in the game, so you need to respect that. You need to really be like careful.
Yeah.
And I think it's as much as I keep saying it, I think it's potentially a product on like the vision and how they're reading the map.
Cool. Global Silence. Nice toss back. They get the kill to Ogre. Jug. I feel like the story of this game right now is Nefrit, well, series even, is that Nefrit gets left to farm. Nefrit takes over. And here it is again. Not slash the call. Keeps them in. What are you doing out of the base? Get back in. Board up the windows and the doors. Do not let them in. Sand King, Flo is trying his hardest to do whatever he can, but it's just never enough.
Yeah, Nefrit's actually, he's playing a good game. Like both his Omni Slashes, he's had like the 2 that I've seen, which are key, like the ones here on the double supports and the 2 here. So, yeah, he's playing a lot better than the last game, and it can show. But the point I really wanted to make though about FlyToMoon is they were really aggressive, had good vision out, and now since then, like after this like pick off here, like look at their vision right now. It's like this. They're playing against a Night Stalker, and they don't have like this one deep ward like here or one smoke ward here to actually really utilize the fact that like they might be a split or something. So they're very much enclosed in their map. So they need to move together and get that like D ward that side of jungle and own a part. Right now, they don't own any part of the map in reality, which forces them to always feel like they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So they need to play together. They need to hold at this high ground. I need to accept that like someone's gonna die, but.
Like I said, the key is that like proactivity, right? They don't have anything that enables a move. Right now they have someone that says, okay, they're deep, they're coming, we back away. There isn't any signs of aggression, and Wind and Rain have read this right as a result. They go straight into the pit. They even smoke to be safe. They're wondering why is the response.
But look how they've how they're positioned now. Like look at the warding. The warding they already had mean, okay, we have to play bottom. This is where our vision is. And then he places another ward down here, which is now placed here. So their vision has gone from this, or this, to now this. So this white area here is now the gain on the map that they've now achieved.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
To assess territorial gains and response, especially with that Aegis, I'm pretty sure Wind and Rain now, like, it's kind of obvious from your drawing, but more importantly, this area is very much theirs.
Yeah. This is now a scary time.
I doodled a bit hard there. I don't know what there is something with my mouse ends where like you see that it just multi-lines by default by holding control.
That's for everyone. That's for everyone.
Really? I've never noticed with other people's. Okay, that's why. Yeah, yours look pretty.
Yeah, same. It's like for me, I see the multi-line. For you, like you get it.
Yeah, I never realized it was a bug before. I just thought I was special and I had a really broken doodle. Oh, that is a bold TP. A little bit of miscommunication, but it's a kill nonetheless.
I don't know if Ark went for this build simply because of his lineup lacks it, but he went for Radiance and Maelstrom, which is kind of like the ultra greedy farm build for like this type of core. But the only way I can read it is like he needs to push out lanes. He needs to do it quick. So Radiance Maelstrom is the best way to do it because it's only Sand King can push as well. Maybe like so. I don't know if it's just him trying to get fat real quick or him trying to push out lanes or what. But
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Don't know if it's that good of a build right now. It will help him scale, but right now it's not helping him.
Yeah, there's this huge gap that you have to somehow survive. Like the next 5-6 minutes, something like maybe not Blade Mail per se. Like even the AC first would have probably helped you a lot more.
Blade Mail would be terrible.
Yeah. That's why I say like AC is good, or
AC Abyssal Blink might be very good this game.
Yeah, I kind of expect them to get a Blink very quickly when you like consider the Blink elements in their team, right? So you can all get deep enough to do some damage. But
Yeah, unfortunately by this point, the Night Stalker's already got BKB. The Jug's pretty much got a Satanic coming in. Like, this is really scary.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Flow's waiting to come back. As there's pressure on this tier 2 top, but you've lost your last out tower on the side of FlyToMoon. You're just hiding your base. You mentioned it earlier. They had no way of getting out on the map, and that hasn't changed.
Yep. And now they have these better wards up, but it's kind of too late. Like 10 minutes ago, when you're battling through daytime, then it'll be good. But now, like, you've spent the last like maybe 12 minutes kind of in like this part of your map, where in reality, like, that's never going to help you. They're farming up like 2/3 of the map at this point.
It needed to be pre-Aegis, because that's the difference now. Like, the area that Wind and Rain are playing in is here now.
Yeah.
Effort. Just doing a little bit of damage. The classic spin, attack, move away. If things get a little bit rough, you've already got the healing wards. Doug, one of the best heroes, that kind of slow, methodical siege.
I do like the way that Ark is playing. Even though he died bottom, he is trying to like just get to a lane, get the skeletons out, force one lane in. Unfortunately, they were taking the Rex top, so it's kind of hard.
And Nefert's in, doing more damage on the bot in the meantime. Finn's going to run out soon, but the other one come in. Boogie instead goes in with the cool. They're going to come in on the Sand King. Well, Sun's going to be there, but now Cripple and Fear to make sure the Sand King can't do anything but die. They're going to chase onto a different target instead. Omnislash is there, and Tiny is not for much longer. He will go down. It's a double kill already because the Maelstrom prop got always want to fly. Buyback comes out from Tiny. Cold Embrace to heal up the Ogre Magi. And Nefert chasing down an Art. Trying to get rid of him once. Tiny tries to go for the Criminal Fear to make sure he can't do enough. And now, Epicenter through. Flo does get the kill on Ogre Magi. Reincarnate's been used. Chasing on the Hannah. Does get just out of range immediately. The Winter Curse going to be there. Tiny taking a lot of damage. Nefert even joining in for the attacks. And there's the call again. Boogie. Time and time again through this game. On point. Everyone on the side of FlyToMoon low on HP. And now out of HP. The buybacks come out. There's already a triple kill for Hannah. All they've given so far is this Ogre Magi. They still have the Aegis to work with. And you can see it from Nefert. So confident, so deep. Manta dodge on the Ray Fire Blast. Hannah going to be healed up here. Barely healing more than he takes damage. Nefert going in again. Looking on the Arc. Spin's going to be there. Boogie! Every time! Patiently waits. Strikes to the last second. And as a result, they are just crumbling. FlyToMoon, they know it's over. Slayer taps in the GG. And Wind and Rain, they take the series 2-1.
Woo. What a game. Yeah. I think Wind and Rain overall. Execution was a lot better. This game, they didn't make as many like the sloppier plays that they did in game 2. And overall, yeah, their draft was a lot easier to execute. They play at nighttime. They had this really good Night Stalker pick that they put mid. Probably confused FlyToMoon in the draft. And yeah, I just think right now the issue is FlyToMoon. Their support duo can never provide anything else in terms of like they provide maybe lane pressure and they provide a little bit of team fight. And that's it. They don't provide any way of playing the map. And again, I think I've said this across all the games. The key thing in Dota is about playing the map, pushing out lanes, having pressure. And when you're forcing your cores to be the ones that are always showing and pushing out these lanes, you're going to naturally feel the map close in on you. Because if your supports can't do it, then you have 3 cores, 3 lanes. You're already kind of like at a loss here. So
that's true. And it feels like they kind of had this over focus, right? Where they want to play the lane. And that's where they just want to, like, the lane phase, it's like everything in for us. But then, you know, some games you have to double down on what you're doing in one particular lane. It felt like in this game, they're like, all right, we won bot, let's go win top. And when they went top, they realized, actually, this lane is a lot harder to win. This matchup isn't necessarily favorable for us. Maybe they didn't realize just how much they'd won the mid lane and that, you know, just win 2 lanes. Because if you're winning 3 lanes in a game of Dota, it's more that your opponent made a huge error than you done something perfectly well.
Yeah, but that is the thing. Like this Undying, he secured bot lane. He got like a couple kills. You didn't really stop the Jug farming after that, and then you go top and you move into this tri lane where, like, you're forcing this tri lane. You're not actually sure you might get a couple kills, but you're not really doing much. You're actually still being present. You're forcing 3 heroes here, and like this only works if the enemy carry is not a Jug, right? If he's any other core that can't play against Sand King, but he's a Juggernaut, he can play there. So then this Undying rotation top, it kind of prevents your Wraith King from getting XP, from getting farm, forcing the fight. Overall, I feel, yeah, this game is pretty much all about like the first 10, 15 minutes and how they kind of rotate around the map.
Oh, congratulations, Wind and Rain, on taking that series, but they haven't qualified yet. We don't make that easy. I mean, what would be the point? No. There's plenty more action over the coming days. That's right. So you've got all the other regions going on, but we personally will be back tomorrow for more EU action, where we will begin earlier than today, which means, you know, Robson has to maybe not try and eat a meal 15 minutes beforehand because he thinks he's got an hour and a half.
That's fine. But it's fine. I remember myself. Like, if you had to remind me, then that's the big issue. You know, then like,
yeah,
oh,
I'm proud of you.
But
you know,
like, we're in the clear. We're in the clear.
Like, as talent, players, coaches, we have this habit of kind of needing people to do simple things for us because we kind of forget to do them ourselves. I think my favorite one is like forgetting to eat. It's like, how did you forget to eat? Well, we do it.
That happens when you solo queue. You do like 10 games and you're like, oh, I have not eaten any food today.
And that's when you get the 2-hour game.
Was my nutrition. yeah. And then you starve to death and just die in the last game. That's normally what happens when you do that.
Okay, you just blame the lost streak on hunger. So
pretty much.
We'll be back tomorrow, guys, at 15 CST, which is 14 BST for us. I'm doing that to remind Robson, definitely.
Thank you.
Wink, wink. I got you, baby. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. 2 series tomorrow. 2 best of 3s. We're gonna have the. Are we doing the upper bracket and then? Okay, so I'm just checking the schedule.
We'll
do the upper
quote
bracket.
Unquote professional here.
You tell me. Okay, I think we'll do the upper bracket tomorrow. So that should be Viking versus Wind and Rain, and then we'll have the lower bracket round 2 after that. So there will be 2 games going on first, but then after that we'll have all the coverage, and then I won't even tell you about the next day. I'll just tell you about that day. I know how hard it is to keep track of time. A lot of time has passed. For one best of 3, we have been online like 4 hours. The stream's been up. Good times. Good times.
Every game was like 40. Like mid 40 minutes, right? So
yeah, it was you know how it is nowadays, Robson. You don't rush to finish, you make sure you can finish.
Yeah, or you run up into high grounds without vision,
which makes the game interesting. There we go.
Let's go. So, exactly.
That's it. That's us done. We're gonna get some rest. You should probably do the same, or I believe you can continue to catch the action, as I think NA is going on right now, and SEA resumes early in the morning. But we're done. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you then.
Team Secret will win Game 5 here in ESL 1 Hamburg.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise?